Welcome to the Crimeycade podcast. Hope everybody can hear me just fine because I have a new headset. It's wireless. So I don't have to be tethered by a cord because that little terror in the back sitting in front of the window would grab the cord and I guess tug me around with it. Well, supposedly he does. Um, but also I can like jump out of my chair and move and fetch something to share on the stream. So, but it's been a while. Yes, thank you. The sound is good. That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know. But this is rechargeable and it's on full charge, so I don't know how long the charge is going to last. I hope it lasts at least 2 hours because that's about how long I'm going to go tonight. I'm trying to get that banner back up. There we go. So, now that I'm back, there's been a lot that's happened. And I think I need to, so I'm going to share my screen here. Last time I did podcast was way back on March the 20th. That was 2 months ago. And I yammered on the microphone for 2.5 hours. And stupidly did not download the podcast after the show was over to rebroadcast on YouTube. So I'm going to have to retape segments. Shush. Because there was like a lot of topics that I covered in this pod that I guess we're going to have to recreate because things have happened since then and things got updated. So whenever I get around to it, I'll get around to it, but I probably won't do it all at once. I'll just do it pieces at a time. Anyway, be sure to follow my Facebook page on Crimeycade.com. I need to get 100 followers so I can co-stream on Facebook besides Twitch. So, the Midwest Gaming Classic is in the books. And, 21 years in a row. And one of my guests did do this convention, and we'll talk to her about it in a little bit. But I want to show you that the one tournament that I wanted to win so bad. Yes, I won the Mega Game Tournament for 2025. However, there was no guitar grand prize this year. It was just this trophy. And I practiced NBA Jam and to have a chance at winning this tournament. So 3 tries, and I finally got through on the 3rd try. But I don't have a guitar to play, so what can I do here? And it's been scheduled next April, 2026. That's the 25th anniversary. Now, wait a minute. I haven't gone 25. There hasn't been 25 conventions. I think there's only been 22 of them. But I don't know. I know I went to the first one in like 2004. So I went 21 years in a row. But it had to have started in 2021. I don't know. I think I've lost track of time. Who knows? Well, here's one thing I forgot to do. I should have put that screen back up to show that thing. There we go. Back to stage. There we go. I didn't show this. Silly me. I'm rusty. Anyway. Update. Well, you know this. Billy Mitchell has defeated Carl Jobst. I've been following this story for the past few years, and Carl Jobst has just fallen down hard, unbelievably. It's incredible. The turn of events have come down following the verdict in this case that Billy Mitchell has and won his lawsuit against Carl Jobs. And everybody thought it was about Donkey Kong scores. No, it was about Apollo Legend and Carl Jobs, I guess, supposedly claiming that Billy Mitchell influenced Apollo Legend to take his life, which was nonsense. The judge did not agree with Carl's assessment of that and awards Billy Mitchell damages in the case. And unfortunately for Carl Jobs, his debt is now in the seven figures. Well, this is not quite over, and I think there's another shoe to drop at some point in the future. We'll see. Anyway, this is another case that I've been following for the past couple of years. Yes, a revelation has come out by Gothic Therapy. Apparently, has linked a Canadian government official to Sweet Baby Incorporated, that they were getting their funding from the Canadian government to insert unwanted content in video games. And this has been covered by, yes. So if you haven't seen this video, you should go watch it at some point in the future. One point that has not been mentioned by those who have covered the story, there is something called the Foreign Agent Registration Act. And I have a theory that that law has been violated by the people who work for Sweet Baby Incorporated, that they should have registered as foreign agents for representing the Canadian government, because that law has been forced. That law has been pushed like crazy against people who are, I guess, the normies out there who are trying to get normalcy back reinstated and get unwanted political content out of video games that we just want to have. We just want to entertain ourselves. We don't want to be preached to when we're having our fun. Anyway, so go watch that video. Another thing has happened. So the Game and Geek Expo in Raleigh, North Carolina, is in. Jeff Thomas is in big trouble. He is doing his first year as the created the Game and Geek Expo. He kicked somebody out of the convention after booking him because a couple of individuals were complaining about what he, I guess, had in some of his videos, and they were threatening to pull out if he wasn't kicked out. Well, unfortunately, Jeff Thomas has learned himself a hard lesson, because cancel culture cuts both ways. While one side can cancel people, the other side can cancel people too. And I know some people that are going to this convention. Paul Niemeyer, Brian Colin, Brandy Gamer Aimer are booked for this convention next. Actually, it's in the first full weekend of June. I know they're going to this, but it's a real question. By the way, the person that was kicked out was this gentleman. He has a YouTube channel, Camelot 331. It's Cody Dennison. Yes, there are content creators who are a bit on the raunchy side and edgy, and not everybody's going to agree with what they say. I'm not going to go out of my way to watch his channel, but you got to read the room, and people are done with cancel culture in general and the political correctness, and they're tired of people bending the knee. Where the normies have reasserted themselves, and we're not going to be dealing with this nonsense anymore. I've had to deal with this nonsense myself the past couple of years. People who are butthurt and complain about every little thing. It's ridiculous. So Southeast Game Exchange, the organizers one of their organizers I've had on my podcast has stepped up. They are bringing this gentleman into their convention in Greenville, South Carolina in July. But in the meantime, yes, and I am going to this convention. In fact, I don't know if it's. I'm not going to tell anybody not to pull. I'm not going to tell anybody not to go to a convention. I mean, that's a decision for each individual to make on their own. But I'm going to this convention instead. The Illinois Game Con, which will be in Bloomington at the Interstate Center, just off of Route 55 and 74. Game night, this is for the advanced ticket holders. We'll be doing gameplay for between 2 and 8 p.m. on Friday, June 6th. And then the main floor with all the vendors opens Saturday, June 7th, 9 to 5 p.m. It's going to be a fun time. I believe this, how many years has this gone? I think 8 years so far. Fight Fest, Blade Wars Tournament will be holding their weekend of fighting game tournaments, starting with Mortal Kombat 11 on Friday the 20th. He'll be at 9109 Ogden Avenue. That's separate from the Galloping Ghost Arcade, somewhere else on the street. Starting at 5 p.m. Friday, then Street Fighter 6 on Saturday, starting at 1, then Tekken 8 on June 22nd, starting at 1 o'clock. And go to BladeWarsTournament.com to register for that tournament. And Arcade Animals, Winners and Losers, will be taping new episodes of its throwback to the old Starcade game show from the 1980s. Take a time warp into the first half of the 1980s in North Carolina. July 13th, they're going to have a television taping, and they're looking for contestants. I threw my hat in quite a bit ago. If I'm chosen, I've got to work my schedule. It's going to be a long commute from where I live to North Carolina. I think it's Winston-Salem, by the way. It's where this Airbnb Winners and Losers place is. But call that number on this graphic. They may use your promo. And by the way, I recommend writing out your promo before you call the number. Practice it. Kind of make your best impression, because that's what I did. And they used my promo. And then we will be talking with our guest about this one too, because she has declared she's going to be attending this. The Missouri Game Con 9 in Manchester, Missouri at the Greensfelder Recreation Complex on July the 26th. I will have my own vendor table too, and I'll be promoting my podcast, and who knows what I'll do. Maybe I'll host a tournament at my vendor table. We'll have to see. Anyway, without further ado, let's see if there's something else. Now, this can go on the back half. What I have left can go in the back half of the pod. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to introduce my first guest. She attended the Midwest Gaming Classic this past April. She's on TikTok. She's also on YouTube, and I don't know, is she on Twitch? I think she's on Twitch as well. We'll talk to her about that. But I kind of wanted to have a roundtable of people who attended the Midwest Gaming Classic, but I guess we'll just have them bring them in one at a time. But here we go. Welcome in, Minz of Mintendo Land. Welcome in.
Hi. Hi.
So we'll just lead off. How was the Midwest Gaming Classic this year?
Dude. Can I start with that? Dude.
Yes. Go ahead.
So it was my first gaming convention as a guest and also as an attendee. Been to plenty of other conventions, but this was my first for the gaming, and it was amazing.
And you had your own vendor table.
I did. I'm not even sure how that happened. I requested and I was like, I'm just gonna send a message and see if maybe they'll take me. And I was gracious enough to be taken. So it's a cool experience to be there and meet and greet with people, just like you and I met.
Yes, you were handing out trinkets, and gosh, you lost your voice. I think. Well, tell me about the experience. I
Yep.
mean, I've done the vendor thing, but I don't like to be tethered to a table. I want to wander around the convention floor. But
Yeah.
no,
So I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. And I was like, I know I want to meet and greet and I want to network and I want to be out there and just enjoy other gamers and enjoy, hopefully getting to meet some fans, which I did, which was really cool. And, but yeah, kind of was tied down to a table, but it was kind of nice though. It's because the area that they put me in was really, really busy. I mean, I was in between two conference rooms and then further down was, all the guys with all the arcades. Oh my gosh, Garcade. And I'm forgetting the other ones that were there. I feel really bad. But I was literally, just down the way from them. So everyone had to pass me before they would even get down there. So it's kind of cool.
Geeks
Yeah.
and Gamers, and then there's a couple. Yeah, I don't know the other arcades too. I think there's somebody just brought a bunch of games, but I don't remember. I
Yeah.
don't remember who
Yeah.
was the owners. I know I'm very familiar with Garcade.
Yeah.
I think it was the
They're
biggest
cool. I'm
arcade.
so glad I got to meet them and hang out.
So what were so yeah, I don't know how many people attended the convention, but it was in the five digits, and but how high into the five digits, I'm not sure. Uh, but good grief, I always
Yeah.
21 years in a row. How many years have you? This is the first time you went to Midwest ever?
First time. Yeah, first time I've been to this and a gaming convention in general. So, and I'm pretty sure there was a million people there, which is why I lost my voice because I just kept going, "Hi, my name is Minz. Hi, my name is Minz." And some people would stop, and some people would kind of no thanks. And then those that did stop talk with me, and it was great. So I ended up losing my voice because I couldn't stop talking. I was so excited to be there.
Was there? I don't know if you had a lot of time to go walk around the convention floor. Did you get a chance to walk around
I
apart from
did. Yeah, I
streaming
did.
on
So,
TikTok?
so I did get a chance. I really wanted to kind of stay where I was though, but also try to get out and go around because I knew there was the vendors, I knew there was the different rooms, and of course I just wanted to kind of take in the experience. So I did get to spend a little bit of time around, which was fun. But like I said, I really enjoyed just kind of flagging people down, anybody that will come and talk to me, and but being able to see like. Oh my gosh, I didn't get a chance to do any panels like I would have liked to. However, the folks that were in the rooms next to me was John Parrish. They were doing the Mortal Kombat workout thing. Whew, that was pretty cool. So I did get to see a lot of the stuff that was in there, or at least hear most of it. So, but still really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had John Parrish on my pod. It's hard for me to attend any panels because I got limited time. Well,
Yeah.
it's the fastest 48 hours of the year. And the previous year, after the convention was over, something happened that I hadn't felt in quite some time. I had the blues.
Oh.
The reason why I had the blues is I felt I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to do because
Yeah.
because I was concentrating too much on the retro game tournaments. And so I was kind of stuck in that area, waiting for the next one or waiting
Yeah.
for the playoffs. And it's like, it didn't seem like I had enough time to play stuff. And then I can't stay up as late as I want either. I have trouble functioning. It's like midnight comes up and it's like, I can't stay awake. I gotta go to bed. And it's like
Yeah.
Friday or, I mean, yeah. and I also have to get up a little. I can't sleep in too long because get breakfast at the buffet in the
Mm-hmm.
hotel, and
Mm-hmm.
then I have to go to the vendor hall because I have the VIG, and then I get in an hour sooner than everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
However, I'm at the point where the last few years I've gone into the vendor hall and I bought nothing.
What?
Absolute. No. You know
No.
why?
Why? You have it all?
Because I don't have it all, but I have two. I have stuff that I previously bought that I haven't played ever,
Ah,
pulled out of the box, and it's
the
like
backlog.
unless. Well, that's it. That's another thing. I've got console stuff, a lot of console stuff. However, my mindset is on classic arcade games. And by the way, there was one other news on my gaming exploits. I acquired something yesterday, and I
Do
kind of
tell.
felt, well, I I do have an arcade in the back of my garage, a real one,
Okay.
with the stand-up arcade machines. But
Nice.
the problem is, if I want any more arcade games, I need a truck or a van because I
They're heavy.
cannot. Well, it's not just because they're heavy, it's because they're also bulky and they will not fit in the back of a Prius.
No. Absolutely not.
No. So if I want a pinball too. I would like to have a pinball. I don't have a pinball, but I can't get a pinball right now because the prices for them are so
On my list.
so ridiculously high. But I also don't want to just get any pinball because I don't want to be bored with it very quickly.
This is going to be tough for you then. It sounds like it's going to be really tough. I was going to ask you which one that you wanted, but you already answered my question. So,
That's another funny thing. Last weekend, oh yes, I did. So last weekend I did a garage sale in my garage, and I did concessions, but I also had my arcade open to the public, anybody who came in to my garage to buy stuff or see the crap that I had to get rid of. There was another person in there who was selling um, collectibles, I guess, action figures and stuff. It's kind of like
yeah.
does eBay auctions. So sports figures, trading cards,
Okay.
video games, consoles. I I gave him room in my garage to set up 3 tables and sell his stuff, and it included video games, of course. As part of this, I had the garage open, the arcade room open to anybody who wanted to come and play games while they're or take a break while they're running around the
That's nice.
entire subdivision. And by the way, the games I've
Oh,
got,
it was like a subdivision sale? Oof.
yeah, garage sales. So it's a
Love
holiday
those.
weekend,
I
so
love those.
yes, I couldn't go around buying stuff. And sometimes, yes, I go around and look for stuff to buy to resell at my vendor table, which will be I have a vendor table in Missouri Game Con. By the way, my other guest has arrived, so I gotta bring him in relatively soon. But he's got an intro video I gotta play, but I'm not gonna interrupt just yet. Oh, I think he chatted. There he is. Use the Geo Metro.
Saw that.
I don't have a Metro. It's not a Metro.
The bubble. It was a little bubble car. It just really my grandma had one. I remember. It was very tiny, like this greenish, I don't know, bright green color. Whew.
Teal. It's probably teal,
More like
like
a
what
just
I'm wearing right
like an
now.
emerald maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yours is teal.
I'm wearing teal, and my car is teal, but it's a storm.
Storm.
It's a geostorm, but I gotta tell you but you know what? Let's bring this guy in right now. I haven't gotten in.
Cool.
I haven't done your profile yet, but let's bring him in.
We'll get there.
Yes, because there's stuff I got to show off just to brag, I guess. Introducing. We've had him on episode 6 of the podcast before, and he is the world record holder of the classic Nintendo competition cartridges. And he's got a channel intro. And by the way, Minz, you got to make one. You got to make a channel intro video like this guy did at some point.
Okay.
Because you got to showcase yourself. Put it on your YouTube channel. Because I would have aired that. But anyway, here he is. Let's go. I hope that's airing. I got audio.
Mega Man.
And here he is. Paul MegaRetroMan. Dang it!
Mouthful.
Ah!
You have known me how long now?
I'm tongue-tied. Dang it! I haven't done this in a while. It's been 2 months.
That's all right. All right. Yeah.
Ugh. I'm out. I'm rusty.
Also, my bad about the whole confusion about the Geo Metro and the Storm. I for some reason I keep thinking, oh yeah, he has a Geo Metro. No, he doesn't. He has a Storm.
Yes, the Geostorm for Minz is just to inform what Minz. Gosh, now I can't even get my train of thought going. Dang
I knew
it.
what you meant.
For Minz, the Geo Metro. Now you got me saying it. Damn.
Oh my God.
Oh!
The chaos, Paul, the chaos.
That's the show. Good night, everybody.
Crap.
Bye.
Oh! The Geostorm was the grand prize in the Nintendo Campus Challenge 1991. So I've had that car since New Year's weekend 1992. So it's 2025, so I had it 33 years now. And I can still drive it. Although for a while I couldn't drive it because it was having an issue, but I got it all fixed, so now I can drive it without worrying about it stalling or having issues. Yay.
Still works. That's awesome.
And
At that point,
this is
it
my
should be-
trophy, by the way. This
So
is my
cool.
Campus Challenge trophy. This does not leave the house because I'm afraid of it breaking out in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you drink
Also,
from it? It looks like a giant cup. Like, do you pour liquid and drink it, or like ice cream or anything?
No. I keep it clean.
I'm
Well,
kind of
it's
disappointed.
my
No,
Like, I was
trophy.
waiting for
It's the-
some stories of
it's
things
the
to put in
candy-
cup. Like,
It's his candy bowl for Halloween.
I'm there.
I'd have to wash it. And it looks like I gotta get rid of a spammer over here. Hold on, stand by once. Now I lost the doggone. Oh well, I'll get rid of this clown in a minute. So how have you been?
I've been really busy. I'm currently prepping for Summer Games Done Quick, which will be in the second week of July. I'll be flying out July 6th on Sunday. My run will be early Monday morning, like 1:50 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah. And
You're making a run on what again?
UN Squadron Arcade.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And
Yeah, the one I wasn't expecting.
where are you going to play this at?
It's at the it's in Minneapolis. It's
Okay, so you're going to Minnesota.
Yeah. It's at a hotel. I can't remember which one. I want to say the Hilton, but I might be wrong.
So you're playing a UN Squadron at a hotel in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Just a random hotel. Do you know that they have it?
Oh yeah. They I think they've had this event for many years.
Oh, it's an event there. Okay. What's the name of the event?
Summer Games Done Quick.
Okay, so it's games done quick. Okay, that group. I did not. I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm juggling so much, and I was like, I'm missing things. Doggone it.
Yeah,
I'm frazzled here.
I submitted that game, and I submitted the 91 Campus Challenge, and I hyped up Campus Challenge so much on my submission. And I told you when I submitted it, I submitted the new world record. So I figure, okay, if I do this, this will give me a better chance for this game to be accepted. And then when I got the email at work, saying, hey, your submission has been accepted. I'm like, oh, they accepted Campus Challenge. Read. What the hell?
The quickest run to Dr. Mario, and I wasn't even understanding why there was a speed run to get to Dr. Mario.
Oh, that's another story.
I did not get that at all, but why anybody would speed run through Pinbot and Super Mario to get to Dr. Mario, I didn't get that.
And as I've said before, I didn't make the category. So, and when I submitted that game, it was for the full run. It was for a high score. But they, when they made when they added the game on speedrun.com, they added the high score and any percent, which they just said, okay, we'll just, because they have a, any percent 25 line and 50 line for the NWC. They figured, okay, well, let's just say finish level 3 and that's the run. So
well, I might as well pull it up here.
Sorry, I interrupted. I saw a cat. I got really excited. I love cats.
There are 2 cats in here.
Oh,
there are 2 now? Oh my god.
The other one is right here. She just walked in.
Hi. Tell your cat I said hi.
This is Angel. She is 17 years old.
Oh.
She's elderly. She was my grandmother's cat. When she passed away, I became its caretaker because she was a caretaker for my grandma in her final year or two
Sweet.
after my grandfather passed away. So, unfortunately, the other cat, the ginger, let me hide him for a second. Let me switch this back over here. He's coming back in. All right. The ginger took a bite out of my arm. Just blindsided me.
What did you do?
Yeah. Nothing. I guess he was I'd come home. I wasn't there long. I was on the computer, and then I guess maybe something outside upset him, and he decided to lash out at somebody, and he chose me. He's done this
I still
before.
think you might have done something.
No, I was like in this chair, and he was in another room, and he walked up and just blindsided me. He's done it before, unfortunately.
He's mad about something, so you know.
Well, he's a ginger. He's always been ornery.
It's that orange cat behavior. So I get it. I get it.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I've also had to play referee between him and her because I've had to separate them different parts of the house for a time when they had urinary tract infections.
Oh, poor babies.
Yeah.
No fun for everybody.
No.
Anyway, I was going to show this off. Oh, go ahead, Paul.
Oh, sorry. I was say with your cat biting your arm. I actually had this was back when I was still living with my parents. Our family cat came into my room. I was on the phone, I think, and cat just jumps up on my bed and starts nudging my arm. Like, okay, yeah. So I give it some love. I stop, nudges my arm again. Okay. And that happened for like another 2 times. And then I didn't stop petting it. And while I'm petting it, it's, my arm's like this and it's nudging, takes a bite of my arm and hauls ass out of my room.
Yeah.
You passed that no point. It was too many pets is what happened.
Maybe. Maybe. But
I only went 6 and you hit 7.
Like, yeah.
This is a pretty effective in getting their attention.
Yeah, like I yelled at the cat. I'm like, stupid cat. And my mom's like on the other side of the house. And she's like, what happened? I told her, the cat put a hit and run on me. It's like, what do you mean? The little brat bit my arm and ran out of my room.
What did you do now?
Not giving enough attention or something.
I gave it attention. That's what I did.
Yeah, there's too many pets, right? Like I have 4 cats, and I know everything about them. Oh my god, I know exactly how many pets there is before I get bit, or I know if I do one thing in my sleep, I'm gonna get bit also. So you learn after a while.
Well, I wish Cody would learn, but he hasn't. I had hoped that he would mellow out as he got older. He hasn't. So I have to be ready for anything with him because I don't trust him around. I don't trust him around my face because he's bit me in the face too.
Oh no!
He's ornery. That's all I can say. But anyway.
Did you forget to feed them, or were you late feeding
them?
No,
they were. No, I just got home after being gone. I had driven up to Galvin Ghost Arcade. I got home. I got food out and treats out for them, but he wanted I guess he wanted something from me and was mad that he wasn't getting it, or he saw something outside because I opened windows for them to hop in the windows because they want to smell the outdoors.
You did it bad. You left. You left and they needed you for whatever reason. They needed to look at you, or they needed somewhere to sit, or a couple of pets, and you were gone. So yeah, you did it.
Oh, they're used to it. I was a guy. I was like gone for a little under 48 hours. They should be used to that by now. They were given everything they needed. They had a radio. I keep the radio on in the house too when I'm gone because so they hear noise,
Okay.
and that's also to make people think there's somebody home, so they don't try to, let's say, break in or something.
Yeah.
All right, I did. So this run here is, and I didn't even say anything about it yet. This is the record run on my tournament cartridge. So, Paul, you've had the record, but you did something special with this. So, can you describe what you did on this run?
Compared to the last run,
Yes.
I got the stomp tail whip combo on the Paragoomba on Super Mario 3, added another 1,000 points. That's the only difference.
That's the only difference.
From my 26,358 to 26,368.
Okay. So
Yeah, that was the only difference.
Just an extra hit.
Yeah.
And
but
also,
I haven't experimented with it yet, but I intend to. I found a way to clear Super Mario 3 faster.
Okay.
So it'll like if we were going off like the Mario 3 timer, like 8 to 9 seconds faster.
Okay. Which means you could eliminate few more viruses.
Yes. Yes.
And with that 100 multiplier, that could
I could
be a
probably breach 27.
Really?
I could probably do it. Yep. The only downfall is I won't be leaving Mario 3 with nearly the amount of points as I normally would. So like with this run, I'd be ending Mario 3 with I think 6,800.
Okay.
I would be with this new method, I'd be ending it with like 1,500 and some change. So I'm not going to be focusing on getting all the enemies or anything like that on my way to flying up to the clouds. So I would just be jumping by them, jump up to the clouds, get as many coins as I can, and commit to a long jump at the end where the red Troopa is, and the P block at the end, and that's where I'm getting my 25 coins.
Ooh.
So I should be ending Super Mario 3 if I'm lucky with a 291, but a 290 would be good. And that'll give me some extra time on the final level to try and figure out maybe even restructure how I do level 05.
And by the way, I was watching when you got the score. As you can see, my campus challenge emblem here. Yes,
yep. He was there.
I was there watching, ready to see history happen, and it did. And I still can't. I have not. You know what? I've not even. I have a tournament cartridge, but I haven't played it. Of course, I've been worried about arcade games, so. Which I have a scoring segment to talk about in a bit. I got the house high on Turbo Ms. Pac-Man at Galvin Ghost over the weekend. I got personal best of 517,000.
Wow.
However, Ben Falls took it from me and ran up over 700,000. Of course, he took it from me the previous time. He ran up 400,000 and then quit. And I had the joy of falling like 350 points short of taking it back and just like ripping my hair out.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
I feel like I'd rip more than my hair out.
That was Sunday. That was last Sunday. And I was like, I just gave up I just stopped. Came in Monday morning, first thing, got on Miss Pack again. But it's a Class 81 cabinet. There she goes.
I know. I can see. I swear I'm paying attention, but the cats just keep coming, and I'm like, oh, hi.
Well, they insist on being the star of the show.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for one of mine to come in.
Yeah. I'm not upset about it.
Cody emotes too. I have Cody emotes.
Ooh.
Somebody else is in the chat. I'll get them in a second. Yes, I have Cody emotes. Ugh. There we go. Cody emotes. Of course, Twitch supplies them too. So somebody else. Oh, I already showed it. I thought somebody else came in here. Oh, they already showed it. Now I know what I meant. Now I know what I did wrong. Because when I did this, it was supposed to show the emotes, but it didn't show the emotes. It just showed the codes. They display correctly in the Twitch chat, but they don't display here unless they're mine. I don't know. Welcome, Game.film. This is probably the first time you've been on attended my podcast. Thank you for tuning in today. All right.
Hi, buddy.
I haven't gotten to your player profile yet. So, Minz, let's give me a quick overview of you as a gamer and what you do in the gaming community.
I am a content creator, a streamer, live streamer. I'd like to call myself an entertainer at times because I'm not the best gamer, but we do have a really good time. I have a collection of over 6,000 items of Mario. We're actually in my streaming office. That's upstairs where all of my Lego stuff is. I'm also a mom, and I've got 4 cats, and I work a regular job. And this is this awesome, amazing, cool thing that I get to do in the evenings. And I absolutely love it. And I'm excited that even though I'm kind of a new streamer and I'm kind of new at conventions and new with meeting everybody, I feel right at home, and you guys can't get rid of me now. So I'm here.
Did the kids get to go to the gaming con?
Well, my oldest is going to be 23, so she's moved out, which is why I'm here in this room, because I used her room was my office.
You took her room.
She moved out. What do you?
Well,
what am I supposed to do with the room, right?
I'm being silly.
Fair game.
And then that's right. And then my youngest is going to be 12, and she's actually gonna do some of the local conventions that we have here with me, and she'll probably come to some more in the future. She's a lot of fun, but I feel like she would run laps, literal laps around the place, and we might not find her again. She'll just have way too much fun, and
Well, yeah, I would imagine, because gosh. It's like I'm a kid in a candy store going to a game con, because well 20 years ago, I mean, I hadn't ever attended a game con, and but Midwest Gaming was much smaller way back when 20 years ago. Now it's in this, I remember it was in the Brookfield Sheraton Hotel, and it was a lot smaller than it is now. But now it's in the Wisconsin Center, and multiple floors, multiple steps, multiple running around. And it's like, now the vendor hall is so big, it's taking me hours just to transverse it once. And I did not get through it the first time I ran through the whole thing. Yeah. And like I said, I bought nothing. You know that.
You know, I bought one thing. Well, I mean, I stayed mostly in my little booth that I had there, but someone came by my booth and they showed me this Yoshi in a box that I don't have of the 6,000 items I've got of Mario, and they're like, "There's one left," and I'm like, "Where?" And they're like, "In the vendor hall," and I'm like, "Okay, which one?" And they said to look for the person that's selling pop, and I was like, "Oh," and so I go up there and I start running around trying to find it. I bump into someone and they're like, "What do you need?" And I'm like, "Come with me. We're gonna go. We gotta find this Yoshi." So I had like 7 or 8 people like hunting down, trying to find everybody that had pop. And finally, I got the Yoshi in the box. So that was my one thing. I'm fine with that. It was amazing.
You're gonna be at this convention right here, Missouri Game Con 9.
Yeah, I actually just I got everything confirmed today that I'll be there because this is pretty local for me, and I also got asked that I'm going to do trivia. So people are going to get to come to my booth and they're going to win some prizes and they're going to do trivia with me. So I'm kind of excited. Yeah,
a trivia contest. So
yeah,
just on Nintendo games, correct?
I'm not quite sure what it is. I just found out that they're gonna supply it for me. So and I'm like, okay, that sounds great. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna help out, and I'm really excited because, like I said, it's pretty close. And I actually have 2 in July, so I'll be at Southeast Game Exchange also. I got booked for that as well because I was in last weekend. I was at the Mid South the Mid South MegaCon. Actually, I'm sorry, we're supposed to call it the really big con because it was really fun. And so I like while I was there, I got booked for another, and I came home and I got booked for another, and it's super excited about this. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to go to this. This is way too far. South Carolina. I've never been to South Carolina.
Yeah.
I don't.
And I know you're not too far from me, but it's like 10 hours. Yeah. Almost 11 hours for me.
I don't fly. Now, that said, if I, by some miracle, get chosen for this show, I'm going to drive out to North Carolina because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I do have family in Western Virginia, so I could make a stop there. But, gosh, I don't like driving extremely long distance by myself. It's rough.
Yeah. I have to have a road trip buddy. I have a road trip bestie because like just the drive from where I live to Memphis was about 4.5 hours, and like an hour in I'm going, are we there? Are we there? Are we there? Are we there? Like I was just so excited to I wanted to get there, right? It's not even I didn't want to be in the car, but I was like, I can't wait to get there. And then so it was like the longest car ride ever.
I can handle driving up from Springfield to Milwaukee. You got another hour and a half, 2 hours to add it onto that drive, but I can do a 5.5 hours up from Springfield to Milwaukee. Yeah, I stop. But I've done it enough times. I'm comfortable doing that.
You have to stop.
Yeah,
you got to stop at least one time. Like I always make a list of
I got pee
on the way when I'm going somewhere traveling. Well, yeah, but like, what if you see something cool, like the world's biggest yarn, or like, I don't know, there's just like some random cool sign, and you're like, I've got to take a picture with it, right? Like, I just always make a list. Just you never know. There's a chance you might be able to stop. So, yeah,
like an arcade.
Always
I've not been
stop.
to.
Oh, hey, baby.
An arcade.
That's what I do. Yes.
I used to do
or
that
a game
with
shop
like
or something cool.
I used to do that with like bowling alleys when I was heavy on bowling. That I would look up, see if where are the nearest bowling alleys, and if I find one that's close by, I'd go bowl a few games, and I found a few.
Are you a bowler?
Now,
is that a thing for you? Like a bowler?
Was a bowler. My gear was stolen from my car, and I haven't been able to replace any of it. But I'm looking. Yeah, it was.
Somebody stole a bowling ball and shoes. I guess they were that.
They stole 3 bowling balls, shoes, the bag that everything was in. They stole it all. Yeah.
Any other stuff you had in there, right?
They cleaned out bag, like
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like they cleaned out 90% of my car. So
Oh my God.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was like 13 years ago.
Mm.
So, but yeah, I just haven't had the funds to replace everything. But I'm starting to kind of, look into, more gear, and kind of get it replaced, because I kind of miss bowling. I really want to get back into it.
As you
But
should. As you
yeah,
should.
and I'm also realizing that everything that I need is going to cost me close to $1,000.
That's
That's
why
like,
they stole it. I didn't think it was that those things were that valuable.
well, when they're used, they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
What's in your
mean,
ball though? Is there like, I don't know, gold in your ball? Like I'm just like, I'm looking at my ball that's
So-
like less than $200 because I'm a bowler too, and I'm going, okay, maybe the 3, and then maybe the bag, like the shoes, all of that together.
do you know what kind of ball you have? Like, do you know the name of it?
God, is mine a
Is it a
rifle?
storm, a hammer?
I
No,
don't know.
no.
Okay.
I have a
So
ball
Yeah.
too, but I don't remember the name of or the
So-
brand.
the price varies on the kind of performance the ball is.
Yeah, I forget about that. Where if it's going to spin more towards the end, or if you're going to have it do the work for you, or you're actually going to do it. And yeah, I just got a new ball for Christmas. It's my first ball in 20 years. I used to bowl 20 years ago, and some friends talked me into bowling, which was last night, and I bowl every Wednesday. So yeah, and I was looking at, I forget about that. That's like one of the things that's part of the price. And then also, isn't there something too, like where you I don't know if it's like the covering of it too, like not the whatever the heck it is.
The outer,
the
outer
coating,
shell.
right? The coating. Yeah, some of the
cover
coatings too,
stock?
right? Yeah. Yeah.
Not really. Not really. It's
Okay.
just like I said, it's mainly performance of the ball, what it's meant to do. Like stuff for the heavier oil conditions tend to be much more pricier than, say, mid to dry lane condition balls. Spare balls are, you can spare balls, you just find a plastic ball. I mean, if you want to go fancy, like ones with like the wacky designs, like a skull head,
Yeah.
like did you see Kingpin with Bill Murray's Rose Ball?
Yes, I
Yeah,
did. We have a dude that's got an eyeball. We have a guy that's got an eyeball and then something else. But yeah, but it's just like clear and you see the thing in the middle. Yeah, yeah. And it's just so weird to like watch it going down. It's neat.
Yeah. So you see stuff like, balls like that, though, those tend to be a little more pricier. But if you're looking at, like, say, the white dots, which are pretty popular for being spare balls and starting balls for, people who are looking to learn to bowl, those are probably the cheapest ones.
People who learn to bowl have those rails that
they
lift
will not
up.
help. They don't help.
Or the dinosaur. Have you seen the little dinosaur where it's got the little ramp on it, and you like put your ball on it and it just goes down the ramp?
And it just slides down.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's for the kids who can't
cool.
throw a ball.
I've never used one of those ever.
I got kids, guys. Okay, I got kids, so we've used all of the things. Okay.
It's actually for the kids, and then
Even if we need
the elderly who don't have the strength to throw a ball.
Yeah.
God, every time I bowl, my body hurts afterward for a few days. All the muscles, because I kind of I throw straight balls and try to put as much velocity on it as possible to get the pin action. If I can throw it straight, I probably do good, but some of the time it just seems to head for the gutter at random.
Cross arm.
It's all about your follow through. It's the follow through of where your hand goes. Yeah, and if you start doing this number or this number or whatever else,
So what I tell people that are like that want to learn how to hook a ball, what I've told them is hold the ball like you're holding a can.
Yeah.
And just hold it like so, bring it back, don't turn your wrist, and then release it like you're still holding the can, because that ball will eventually naturally have that little bit of turn.
What I've been
Or
seeing
like
a lot
suitcase.
of,
I always tell people suitcase.
what I've been seeing a lot of lately is people palm throwing the ball. They would not put their fingers in the holes. They would hold the ball with both hands and throw it.
Weird thing. Yes. It's weird because there are people. So I'm on like a beer league, right? So I'm playing 9-pin right now. I'm really thankful for 9-pin. Just gonna put out there, thank you. Again,
I miss
I haven't bowled in
9-pin.
20
That's
years.
so
Okay,
much fun.
it is really fun. And so I watch these dudes and I'm like, what's happening here? And then I looked and the guy showed me his ball and I'm like, are there no? Where do your fingers go? Or they've only got like one guy has like one, and I'm like, this is just like, I get it, right? And I remember like being in high school and like all the high school kids and the guys would only use like 2 fingers and they would do whatever with it, right? And I always call it high school bowling. But this is like completely different. Oh, really? Oh,
I was okay when I first learned to hook. I had my first ball was like a house ball grip.
Yeah,
but I would leave my thumb out and have the middle and index finger in.
Yeah.
And literally learn to hook it that way. But it was the year after where I decided, okay, I'm going to switch to fingertip and, you know, do it the right way.
The Minz way.
Yeah. So, and I was just like, you know what? This is so much better. I mean, I got mad tennis elbow after like the first couple of weeks. So that sucked.
Would
but
that be
it
called bowler's elbow instead?
You'd think so, but yeah, like what happened was I played a game, took a break, started my next game, and got my backswing. And when I was going for my release, my arm didn't make it past my legs.
Oh my god!
And my ball just dropped because just a shooting pain around here and my forearm. Just I could not bring my arm up. So I was like,
did you stretch beforehand? Do you know we're getting older and we have to stretch before we do things, right? So I stretch before bowling and sometimes afterwards, right? If I go to the bar, it's the same things. The conventions now I'm stretching before, during, and after. So we're getting old, you know? We're going to pull something really easily.
In my defense, I was 20. I'm 41 right now. So
yes,
I was still young.
Okay.
Well, you're also taking bumps in the ring too during some of that
not anymore.
Well, not now.
No, yeah, I did do
Paul, have you
independent.
Have you like tried to bowl and fell?
Have I what?
Oh, have you fallen when you bowled? Like just up and fell?
Oh.
Because I did. And not a long time ago.
If I stepped on the lane, yes. But other than that, I can't think of a time. But I did see one lady take a really nasty spill. She did not get up.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad.
I've had the occasion of I've had to hold the ball a little differently because the fingers did not come out of the ball when they should had, and then the ball went straight up in the air. And I had to avoid getting hit by the ball.
Tuck and cover.
Sometimes we're not smart though when we bowl, I don't like to wear my bowling shoes out anywhere. I go to the bathroom, because could be they're new shoes, right? And you shouldn't anyways,
Dirt.
right? And I didn't get the little slippers because I had a feeling I wouldn't take those off. So instead, I go to the bathroom and I come back, and instead of doing what I do with my Mr. Rogers thing where I like sing and change my shoes, I failed to change my shoes, and I get up and I go to slide and I go straight down on my right. Like there's a bruise. There's many bruises on my leg for you guys. I'm not going to show you right now, but let's just say there was a contusion about this high off of my leg last week. And I mean, I iced it down, and like it looks so bad. Like I was kind of hide it with my pants the night of bowl last night. And I was like, they're like, how's your leg? And I'm like pulling it. I'm so like, look, you guys, like, whoo. Like mortified.
Big old bump.
I did get up, but it was the walk of shame, right? It's like this big. Yeah, it's like this. And it's like And then I kind of braced myself with my hands. And so my left knee didn't get it as bad as the right knee did. Did not feel good. Not at all. Still doesn't feel good. Still, and I guess maybe my feelings are a little hurt more because I fell and people are all like, hey, guess, this is like the third week or so. And like, hey, you're new here. How was your fall? And it's like, thanks for reminding me. I knew, right? And I fell, right? And it's just like, okay, now it's the reminder of don't do it again,
Whoever heard of picking bumps in a bowling alley? But I guess
it's real. It sucks, but it's real.
Hey, it's 9-pin. It's a beer league, okay? So just gonna put it out there that there's, we get these little ticket thingies, and they give us either a pitcher of beer and a pizza, or you can get 2 pitchers of beer and 2 pizzas. We never ever get anything other than the 2 pitchers of beer, and mostly that's everybody else too. So you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Plus, there's a pretty fun group. So
you can have my beers because I don't like liquid wheat, and that's all it is. It don't taste good. I prefer my wines.
Don't get me wrong. I love wine. Okay, I'm a Moscato girl, and I love it. But free beer, and not to mention that it is a wheat beer, and I really thoroughly enjoyed the Blue Moon that I had last night. Oh, but it was free also, and it was just fun. Just kind of goes along with beer league, right? So beer league bowling, If I had the wine, I'm pretty sure that I it would be 1 bottle, or more. So. This is good.
I should ask, gosh, since we've been talking, so we're unexpectedly talking a lot about bowling. Now that we have a Malibu Jacks, which is kind of like Dave and Buster's and whatever else, the main event, whatever else. They have a bowling alley, but the pins, the regulation pins, but they're on wires.
Oh, no, they didn't.
What?
Oh, yeah, they bowling alley started implementing having the pins with cords, strings, wires, whatever you want to call them, on like the top of the pins. I think that is the stupidest idea.
How are you gonna get you know what I mean, like an explosive, like sometimes you get really lucky and maybe you miss your mark slightly, but you still get that really good explosiveness and things just start knocking around and falling down, right? That's my dumb luck. And I don't think I'd be able to get that with the strings, and that's not cool, so I'm out.
That's what I was thinking, was that the new cords on the pins would affect pin action, which, like I said, I'm not for that. I think that is the stupidest idea.
I could get it for kids maybe, and I could get it maybe because like I know that the the whatever it is, the whole thing that the pin setter, right? I know those can be expensive, right? Ball returns are I get all of that, and maybe they're a smaller place and they really don't need that, but I'm out still.
Well,
for my kids.
The upside is they don't have to clear a jam with the individual pins and the ball being jammed in the corners, because pins just lift up, then they can just set them back.
But how do they not like
laziness?
That's
called laziness.
Like,
they're not building character by fixing pin jams. I know, because I've had to do it.
It's not everybody's
I
thing.
used to work at a
No.
bowling alley. I wasn't the mechanic in the back, but
I did too.
I've had to go back in the mechanics area and fix
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
I just did a snack bar. I used to work at a bowling alley for 5 days out of the week, and then the other 2 days I bowled, but I also bowled after work, which would have been, I graduated in 2000, so I'm going to be 43. So that was many, many years ago, and I just like restarted bowling, and I couldn't even tell you where my ball
You
or
could have
bag or
fooled
anything is.
me.
Yeah.
You could have fooled me.
Thanks.
With that.
Thank you. But yeah, I remember going back there a couple times, not to work, because I was like, I'm not touching any of it. I think it's haunted. Because the place I worked at was like super old, and things would just like every once in a while it would just, it would just sweep the lane itself, and I'm going, what is going on? Like it was just kind of, So I just went back there to like say
Spooks.
hi and maybe grab something, and yeah, that's it. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, the bowling alley that I worked at, as far as I'm aware, is no longer in business. Which is a shame. But the one thing I'm wondering, and it'll probably stay that way, I'm wondering if I still have the highest score as a youth.
Oh,
Did you get a 300 game, or what was your score?
290.
Okay.
Yeah, 290.
I think there's a good chance.
Yeah,
I've
had that high honor for years after I hit that.
If you don't know anybody that's bowled a perfect game, then you probably still have it. Oh, you got the 300?
Oh, I've had two in league and like 12 outside of league.
Nice.
Yeah, so
I've never topped
I've
200.
done it before.
I've never topped 200.
I can't. I don't know where they're at, but I've got my 300 rings and my 800 series rings somewhere.
Nice. Yeah, I'll never get there, but I'm going to cheer you on anytime that you want to go for. I mean, I don't know. I mean, with 9-pin, I mean, I think what is it, like last week? I think it was, where I had like 6 in a row, right? And our 9-pin's really cute. So if you get the regular strike, it's white, right? And then if you get the 9-pin, it's purple. And I'm like, purple's still pretty.
Yeah.
Like you don't matter. And I love it that they just, and then I think they use like a green or something for if there's like a mistake and you have to fix it or whatever. And I'm like, I still like the purples. So, and I think between like a mixture of those, I had like 6 in a row. And we have this really cool thing that on our league where a guy brings in a little notebook and he has a roll of turkey stickers. So anytime someone gets 3 in a row, you get a little sticker, and they've got a little book where they keep track of it and everything, which I just think it's so much fun because they're little kid, turkey stickers. And it's just a bunch of us adults like, I need my sticker. We're all excited about it. And like, I feel like it's like getting people to like try to really get strikes now, as opposed to where it's like, now it's like, it's not even about the competition. It's about the competition of stickers. It's the stickers, and I feel like I should have one here somewhere, but I always end up putting mine in random places, and then I always find my bowling mates love to put them on like the back of my phone, and then I was finding them on the top of my of my water bottles, and they do not come off very well because they've got all the sticky residue on them. But it's still a really cool little thing that they do. I love it.
Nice.
I'll save you guys a sticker.
The last leagues I did were a all men's league, which was a Wednesday night, and did a scratch league on Thursday nights.
Fun.
Yeah. Men's league was a handicap. Scratch wasn't.
My handicap is disappearing.
So I did have bowlers in the family that were good. My grandmother was a good bowler. My stepmother was also a good bowler, had a number of trophies. My dad used to bowl. I think still does occasionally. I don't know how good he was at league bowling. I never was that good at bowling. But I will say that my hook on arcade games came out of bowling alley. Because the game Space Invaders, the arcade, there's a Space Invaders, and it got me hooked into gaming.
Nice.
So I should ask you, what was your hook?
Not at a bowling alley. I guarantee that.
But the game that hooked you for everybody. That's everybody's answer. I think I
So,
asked you
like
before.
just video games in general or
Yeah.
arcade? Okay,
Yeah.
well then
Oh.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers. That's what got me.
I need genres, okay, or I need so like arcade. Is it sit down arcade? Is it pinball? Is it like stand up? Like
Well,
because-
what got you? What was the hook into gaming in general? Video games,
God.
consoles. It's just like what was it that you played first that got you hooked?
I love this question because people always they're like, why Mario? And I'm like, well, you know, I was a little girl and Mario was just freaking cool. So you know, being able to play Nintendo and I at a pretty young age, right? I was born in 82. So, you know, 6, 7, I was starting to play. And you guys, I was a nerdy kid and I'm still a nerd and I'm glad and I embrace it now. But when I was younger, I didn't quite know how to, you know what I mean? I didn't understand like what it was. And that I went to like 6 or 7 different elementary schools. We moved a lot. And so I played video games and that was what I did. I didn't go outside much. I mean, you know, I had a little brother and we were always competing on who was better, you know, so yeah, so I've always done that. And I've taken some, you know, some breaks throughout life. Obviously I've had kids and I went to college and I have a full-time job, but I always come back to it at some point. And like now it's become such a huge part of my life even more because now I stream and, you know, and I you know, I promote positive gaming with everybody. And so I'm like more passionate about it now, I think, than maybe I was as a kid. But yeah, I'm gonna say it was probably you know, the first Mario Brothers would probably be what got me. Yeah.
Was it the arcade?
And if it's arcade, Crazy Taxi.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I was playing it last night. That game, oh my God. I would put so much money into that. And like, I don't know where you guys played first, but like we did have a couple arcades here in St. Louis, not a whole lot. But I do remember going, the bowling alleys always had something. And then I was a mall rat in the 90s. Okay. So we still had arcades that had all the different stuff. And they had like this one pizza place that had the most gigantic slice that you would get for like $1.50. And it was like, get pizza, go to the arcade, walk around, come back, and just do the whole thing like every weekend. It was great. So
oh yeah, I miss
I miss those
mall,
days. Yeah, the arcade that I would frequent was at our local mall, as Silver Coin Arcade was what it was called, and that's cool. You know, I played so many new games. I got into DDR, and all the other, all the other Baymani games like Dance Maniacs, Paradise, anything that they had. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, I like this. I could blow $20 easy just on DDR.
Yeah, rhythm games. When I get on one of these, I kind of feel like I have to stomp to get it to register, and I don't need to. And then I also can't seem to stay on the board either, and lose my position, and then start missing the spots where you're supposed to step.
Oh, come on!
You're a
gamer, okay?
I'm a gamer, but not a dancer. I'm not a dancer
either.
Okay, listen, do the games you play have repetitive, you know, some kind of a pattern that's in them? Do they have some kind of a beat, or do you have, all of the above?
So I'm playing with my hands, not my feet. I'm used to playing using my hands, not my feet, unless it's a driving game. That's the exception, but
yeah.
Anything, and it's also a workout.
All of the good ones.
Yeah,
it's a great workout. Yeah.
Now after one song, I'm just like, okay, I'm done. I just don't have it like I used to.
I can't even get on it. So I just watch, right? So we have an Up Down here in St. Louis. And so it's Up Down so cool because it's, you know, it's an arcade, it's a bar, and it's really fun. And and one Sunday or the first Sunday of every month, they do like a family day. And so we take my small one up there. and she gets all ready. She's like, Mom, it's DDR time. She's rolling up her sleeves and she's just getting all ready for it. And then she also, like, they've got skee ball, which is my other favorite. So yeah, but it's so funny to see these kids do it. And it's like the line just to play it, it's because it's got the double, is so long. Like you're just waiting the whole time just to get in there. And it's like, I just wish that, we had more of this around and, more for the kids to be able to do too. You know what I mean? We're lucky that it's one Sunday a month, but like, these kids need to be able to play more DDR and get better.
Are they still doing the whole, put the coins up for whoever's next?
Or tokens?
Yeah,
tokens.
Tokens. Yeah. Yes and no. Normally, people, I guess it's the parents will do it, but the kids don't quite understand like what's happening, and the parent will go, there's some up there, but most of us try to be kind. Like I don't want to have like, sit there and play 4 games when someone else could be playing. You know what I mean? If I die in the game, I die, right? And my time is up, right? So let someone else play, and it's when we go, it's like for family day anyways. So I don't really get mad if I don't get to play, right? But if there's no kids there, it's all lined up. I start, they give you you can buy fanny packs, and I have a fanny pack and I shake it and I go like this, and I just kind of let them know I'm not leaving this game. And yeah.
You kind of have to go during the week and not the weekends.
Yeah, but we're busy.
They have so many different color fanny packs. I've probably got about 8 different ones. So I just, every time I go there, I'm like, do you guys have any new fanny packs? Or like, yeah. And so, yeah, I end up buying a new one, and I love it. Just hold your coins, and it's like the perfect little, perfect thing that you need.
So arcades in St. Louis, where did have you been to many arcades in the St. Louis area? Do you know where they are?
Nope.
That's not for Paul, but for men.
There's a couple. Yeah. So there's a couple. There's a bunch I haven't been to recently. I mean, like I said, we had them in the mall. We had tilts in the mall, and they closed down the one that's at the mall that's closest to me a couple of years ago. And I mean, I saw the gate down, and I'm looking inside of it. I'm just like, well, what if all the games are not being played right now? Are you guys okay? And I'm like holding on to this thing, like just sad. And like, I'm pretty sure I took a picture, and I was like texting my husband. I'm like, so yeah, I mean, there's a few, but there's not like, it's not enough, right? Because St. Louis is actually, it's pretty large. The city itself is small, but we've got like the surrounding areas. And so there's just not enough. They've got tons of barcades though, right? There's tons of those, but not like a true arcade, maybe 1 or 2 tops. They still have beer.
Two Plumbers would be one of those barcades. That's over on the northwestern side of the St. Louis area.
Yeah. Yep.
Atomic Pinball in Wood River. That would be, well, it's pinball, but there's some arcade games in there as well. No TDR, no Dance Dance Revolution that I know of in there, but you froze. There you go.
Oh.
You're back.
Yeah.
Those are the 2, I guess, most familiar with. There's others in the city, but I'd have to start looking it up. I know there's West County Lanes is another one.
Yeah, I'm sure
here's the one.
I would need Google for that.
You wouldn't Google for that. Okay. For men's, have you ever been to the Camp and Ghost Arcade in Brookfield, Illinois? Have you heard of it?
I don't get over. I don't get over to Illinois very often because I always get lost. And every time someone tells me, again, I'm in Missouri, right? So every time someone says, "Oh, I'm in this city," like I'm close to this, and I'm like, I still need a map because I always get lost.
Well, you're going to
Chicago.
But you're going to Chicago in this case.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Well, I would get lost in St. Louis though. That's the thing. And plus all the daggum zigzaggy.
It's really simple. I was going to say the streets run sideways. So you have like streets going this way, and then you'll come up to a stop sign and you'll try to go through it. And then that's a one way ahead of you. So it's like, it is very confusing. But I don't know, after, however many years of my life, I just kind of get used to it. I don't get mad anymore. Just kind of like, I did watch my grandma throw a GPS out the window one time because she's like, I know all these streets and I can get back in through here. And she's like, she just takes the thing and she chucks it out the car. And I'm like, that's my grandma. I don't think I was like maybe like a Garmin. I don't know what it was, but she was like, this lady's telling me to go the wrong way, and I could go down this alley here and take a loop back. And yeah.
I would have.
But you probably need GPS.
Mm-mm. Like that's not your GPS. Now, if it was giving me bad directions, then maybe I'd chuck it out the window because it's broken. Or it's
she gave her directions. She thought that they were bad because she's like, no, this is going to take way longer, and I know so and I can go through their parking lot, and it's my grandma.
Turn left on. You can't tell me what to do. Ugh.
That's literally what it was like, and I just went, okay, here we go. We were just used to her fun car rides, and again the fun streets that are here. So yeah.
Okay. I mentioned Galby Ghost Arcade because it's the largest arcade in the country. That's where I went last weekend.
Okay. Cool.
The number of machines they have at this point, or a number of games on the arcade floor, is now, I like to say, 1,040. There's going to stop at 1,050 because they don't have room. So they're going to transition to the Vault series. So they're going to keep doing Monday Mystery Game, but the game is going to come out and only be available for maybe a day or week or what have you, and then go back into the Vault because they're out of room until they can find a way to expand again, which would be adding floors to the building, which right now it's one long strip mall on Ogden Avenue. And the entire floor has been used up. The only thing they can do is add floors to the building. And they're going to try.
Add a patio outside. Is there no patio area? Nobody needs parking.
Not enough room.
There is not enough room.
Not enough room.
Unless you sacrifice the parking lot.
I was very fortunate to go to Galloping Ghost one time. Because some buddies of mine flew me out to Chicago for a weekend, and the day I arrived, we went to Galloping Ghost and were there for like 5 hours. So it is absolutely awesome. Everything you could think of in a arcade, tons and tons and tons of games. Some of the buttons and joysticks conditions are questionable, but
fun!
I was like a kid in a candy store when I was there. I was like, oh my god, I don't ever want to leave.
Yeah.
For a first-time visitor at the Galloping Ghost Arcade, you need about 2 full days, going on 3.
Yeah, there's that many games. Yeah.
And you see, I have my Gamer of the Year trophy here.
Mm-hmm.
There was also a title belt that I had possession of for an entire calendar year. So
nice. I'll put it on my list.
Yes, put that on your list. That is a destination. That's somewhere where you're going to spend your whole weekend and bring the kids.
Mm-hmm. If you enjoy gaming as much as you do, it would be worth your time to go there.
Yes.
I'm just debating. Do I bring the kids? Do I not bring the kids? Like, maybe I need 2 trips. Like,
yes. Yes.
Oh gosh. My girls love it. They love it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Both of my daughters were born with controllers in their hands. Like as soon as they were old enough to kind of hold and play, I even gave like broken controllers, and even then still they're 2. I was like, here, let's go play this one. I'm like trying to not really force it on them, but just kind of assist them in where in life I'd like them to go. The one thing I'd like them to take away from their mom, was gaming.
I never got to this. Minz, so how did you come up with the character? Or Mintendo Land, let's say.
Minz is a nickname for me. So I was going by Mintendo Land for a little while, but Mintendo Land is actually the name of my basement. It's the name of my collection. So with the 6,000 items that I have of Mario down in my fully finished basement that's got carpet and walls and a fridge down there, I started collecting small items And then it went crazy. So I was like, I guess maybe I need to do something with this. And I started a TikTok, and I was like, what am I gonna call this thing? What I just a girl that like Minz that plays games. And then my brother texted, he goes, you should call it Mintendo Land, like because you're Min. So Mintendo. And I was like, that is genius. And so for the past I guess 4 years or so, it's been Mintendo Land. And then it's now a community too. I am actually live on my Discord. I turn it into a Discord community, and I have a team Nintendo full of amazing people. So it's started out as kind of like a collection, and it has kind of grown into gaming, and now it's a community. It's kind of awesome. So it's a great question.
Nice. And now you know how I came up with the name of this podcast and my little arcade. I'm a crime fighter, so it's Crimeycade. I did work for Illinois State Police for 15 years. Of course, I was calling but I was calling myself this crime fighter nickname well before that. But
I think it's good. I think it's good.
Gosh. So, what are the panels you do? I mean, you talk. I think you might have touched on it already, but I'm just looking up my notes and trying to figure out what didn't get covered so far, and then quite a bit of it.
Yeah. So when I signed up for MegaCon, they're like, hey, would you like to do a panel? We've got an open slot. And I was like, again, being my second convention in, a very short time, I was like, yeah, sure. And I couldn't quite figure out, because I had like a month or so to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And I was like, I don't know if I want to stream live. Like it's an hour. And I kind of came up again. I called my brother, you guys, again, we've been gaming together as kids. And I was like, dude, what should I do? And he's like, why don't you teach kids about retro gaming and then kind of put that up against modern gaming and see what you can do there. So I ended up, I'm a seasoned public speaker. My day job has sent me through classes and things like that. And so I could present on a dime. Right. And so I was like, I wanted to do something I was passionate about. And so last weekend, I only had a couple of kids, but we did this very first little workshop that I did. And it was kind of cool. Just, it was neat. So I got a bunch of consoles that I brought with me, and of course modern stuff. And I had the kids, because of the time constraints, I did like 4 big topics, right? So I wanted to talk about consoles, controllers, media, and the gameplay itself, right? There's so many other things that we could have really got into, but with the time, I also wanted to give the kids time to be able to give their feedback and ask questions and things like that. So I kind of passed around some consoles for them and the controllers that go with them, and did some trivia for the parents too. And even though it wasn't, I didn't have a whole lot of people there, it was a really, really cool experience. And I really hope that I can, continue doing it, maybe kind of perfect, after the first time you do a retrospective and you go, oh boy, how did this go? Right. But the feedback that I got said it was really great. So that's the first panel type thing that I've done. I'm hoping to do some more stuff in the future. I don't know if it's just me talking or playing games or build. I like to build Mario Legos, if you can't see behind me. So I thought about doing
ask about that. I looked at your TikTok and there's the Maine Coon.
Oh my gosh! Hello, hi,
kitty. That is a big kitty.
Yeah, this is Jax. He's my little chunk. Okay, I'll let
tell your cat I said hi. I'm famous for that, guys, on my live streams. When someone says their cat's here, I'm like, please tell your cat I said hi, because my cat interrupts my streams. He's sleeping right. Well, kind of sleeping.
You're breaking up.
See him picking his head up. But he likes to come and put his tail in the way. He just kind of walks across and then, makes the. Oh, am I back?
Your signal is back.
Are we good?
Yeah, you were breaking.
Okay.
It's back. It's cleared up. Thank goodness. You better say that all again.
Yeah. Because I talked about my cat. I made the cat mad, so they, smacked my stream and was like, "You get nothing, right?"
Seems like they sabotaged the stream just now. Cat just interfered with your stream just now. Anyway, yeah, mine's still wandering the room, and I have to keep an eye on him. Now he's gonna leave. Thank goodness. So yeah, I looked at your TikTok and YouTube. There was a lot of Lego videos.
Yeah, so I was for a while there. I was doing it's a lot because for I think about 2 years, maybe almost 3, I was doing Lego Mario Saturday, and so I was actually, I had this Saturday thing, and I'm sure some of my folks in Discord would know. It was really cool because I got to build a new Mario Lego set every single Saturday with them, and I did it in kind of a way where it was more like a tutorial, like going through the steps with them, and then of course we just kind of chatted too, and so the videos are like really really long because it was like 3 or 4 hour sessions that I had to shrink down a little bit shorter so that I could put it onto YouTube for people to see. But it was great because we had everybody for all ages, like kids would watch, adults would watch, just people who are fans of Lego would watch, and it was really cool. But I kind of run out of sets right now, and so I'm like trying to rebuild my stock of like the new ones, and then we're going to restart it again once I have a good amount, because I got to fill up a bunch of Saturdays, and I can't just take apart every set and redo it, or can I? I'm not sure.
Maybe not.
I kind of have, obviously everything is all beautiful on a shelf back here. So
all right, I need to show this off because Paul, the Nintendo Campus Challenge record was not the only one you got recently. This one is also pretty major. Let me get the screen back up here. There we go. So you also took the record for the original Nintendo World Championships, which that was won by Thor Ackerland, and I still have not met him yet. I'd like to, but
Thor is I've met him a few times. Very sweet guy. Very very quiet to himself, but when you can sit and talk with him, he's a real sweetheart.
yes, and I tried to meet him down in Dallas, Texas, and do a panel with him, but things didn't work out. Oh well. Yeah, I went down to Dallas, Texas for a game con down there. I also got to tour the National Video Game Museum in Frisco, Texas, but
Was it Retropalooza?
it was not Retropalooza. It was the Let's Play Gaming Expo that was put on by Christian Dithering,
Okay.
who
I
I
haven't
also
heard- I
had
haven't
on
heard
my
that one
pod.
in a while.
So this was 2018. So, but that con's no longer. I think that was retired.
Okay. It's like, I know I've heard of it, but I haven't heard it recently.
No, they haven't done it. I think it was a victim of the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think I want to say Replay FX had the same issue, and that was a fairly large convention in the Northeast. I want to say Philadelphia.
Thankfully. Well, the difference between a convention taking a break and, I mean, a convention can be done another year. You can skip a year with a convention. If you're running an arcade or a business, you can't necessarily do that. And long-term closure actually caused a number of arcades to close down permanently because you're paying rent on a building. And you got all these machines and you got to store them. And it's like.
And that electric bill.
Yeah. And even if the machines are off.
Electric bill.
Unfortunately, there was an arcade down in Australia that did just close. They're blaming it on the pandemic, but they had opened up, but I don't think they got back to the point to where they were, and they just decided this was it.
Yeah,
it was disappointing.
I know a lot of places that were booming. Then the pandemic hit, and then they tried opening up again, and it just everything wasn't the same.
No, and unfortunately, that was one of the topics I did my little let's chat on, and I was like ranting at certain people because it was not necessary. Everything they told us to do didn't make a difference in the all actuality. But looking at this right here, so
I was gonna say
Tetris.
this is gonna be something different than you've seen me do previously.
Yes, can you describe what's going on here?
We have rules.
This is not quite the spirit of the game.
So okay, so what happens is I'm clearing a line at the very top of the board. And when I do, it's counting as 2 lines. Because what I'm doing is when you see me clearing that line at the very top, if you look at the bottom of the board, it's going down every time. So I'm clearing a line at the very top, and I'm clearing a line at the very bottom.
Although the line at the bottom doesn't count for points, correct?
It'll still count as if I had a double.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
Looking at this.
Uh-huh.
This is stressful. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So yeah,
the OCD
is going.
Got that power.
I can't begin to tell you how many times I've played this at like gaming conventions. Let's specifically PAX West. Actually, no, was it PAX West or no? I'm sorry, it was SoccerCon. They would have in the retro room, they would have the competition games, just as a little fun tournament, right?
Yeah.
And I come in and I'm playing this. I'm not playing using a tree strat is what this is called, but playing like a normal stacking of, regular Tetris. And these people are watching me from behind and they're just like, I don't understand why he's not going for the Tetrises. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, bro, there's a reason. I mean, yeah,
I get it.
In a normal game of Tetris, would I do it? Absolutely. But this is not a normal game of Tetris. See, what you don't know, or I'm assuming you don't know, is that the pieces that you see, they're not random, they're fixed. So they're the same pieces every time I play in the same order. So I have an idea of when, a line is going to come.
Yeah. It's an expected pattern, right? Yeah. Still stressful.
So, yeah. And, and I'm playing so high up and I think I did this for another online tournament and the commentator is just like, why isn't he clearing the stack? He's so high up. Like I have enough room to move a line just on that top row just to get it all the way over to the right and be able to turn the piece and drop it down.
I would be that person and they would mute my mic, be like, just stop talking.
So
and then I'd probably get kicked out because we also call it when you get we call them tetri. If you get like more than one, we call it a tetri. I don't know. It's something when we were kids, we always made up funny names for stuff. And so we would call it a tetri. They'd probably kick me out for that too.
No.
Tetri. Well, that is a tetri. That's what Paul did was a tetri. All right.
Cactus, cacti. I get it.
Yeah, why not? It's just it's whatever plural I think is correct.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Never seen that before, but yes.
So that particular strategy was and that particular build was done by a guy named Tegamek. And what he did was he contacted me and said, hey, I want to get a task going for this game. And anything you can tell me would be helpful. So I sent him all of my videos, told him anything that I could, told him about Mr. Rich Ambler. For if you don't know who he is, he was the runner up in the 12 to 17 age group during the actual Nintendo World Championships. Rich and I went back and forth on world records for a good like 2 years. And yeah, he's grown a little bit of a hatred towards me.
I don't know why. Jealousy? I don't know.
Yes.
Jealousy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost sure of it.
Sure. She didn't say something wrong to him.
No. I mean, all the weird thing is all of our interactions I thought have been nothing but positive. You know, he's told me so many stories of the tournament itself, like behind the scenes, getting together with a group of people that were at the tournament and talking about the game and, you know, what they tried and what worked, what didn't work. All that stuff. And, you know, I like stories like that. You know, even Steve here told me stories about his tournament, and it just, that stuff fascinates me because I'm so into these competition games that, you know, anything that they can tell me that I can share with other people, you know, that means something because that's history. And so anything I can learn from anybody about the competition games and the people that were actually there, I'll just be like, tell me everything you know.
I'm gonna soak it all in. Just talk
yeah.
at me.
yeah.
I mean, how else do you learn, right? I mean, obviously by playing it too, but like, you know, I mean, I always found that, you know, that people would, you know, share tips and tricks, right? And just cool things. It's always because we don't all think of everything, right? And you hear it from someone else and you try it, like, this is great too. And yeah, I mean, it's I think it's a great thing to share it.
Yeah, like I was saying about the
competitive.
Yeah, and like I was saying about the guy that contacted me wanting to do a task, he actually broke the 600 score barrier first. He ended up he had I think a 6.2 million, and then I took his build and changed it up in the last 10 to 15 seconds to where it would get me a higher score. So which gave me the 6.7 million.
Right.
I think currently he's working on something that'll break 7. And that in itself is huge.
Yeah.
So he has to complete Super Mario a little quicker or Rad Racer a little bit quicker.
He has found a way to speed up Rad Racer's finish. I mean, you can only do so much at the start and the middle, but the finish is what'll save you like a second or two.
And by the way, you wreck intentionally to where you just touch the finish line and then it moves to the next game because the points still rack. If you were going full speed and you cross the finish line, well, the car you have to wait until the car completely rolls to a stop. You can't brake.
Nope.
Yeah.
And then all those seconds, I know it's multiplied by 10, but it's not like
it's not significant.
No.
Not. So hitting that third tree and having you roll into the checkered flag is how you get to Tetris quicker.
And not easy to do.
Yeah,
and then the other thing is you gotta learn where the point in the race is to deliberately wreck.
Yeah, if you have a clean run and maintain the top speed throughout the entire race, you'll know when to crash, because there's that last car that's approaching you, that you're approaching it.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, when it's about halfway to you, halfway to 2/3 to your to the front of your car, you just count 1, 2, 3, crash into the tree, and then just bounces right into the checker flag.
Okay.
So yeah, there's methods to the madness.
One other thing that I asked you this the last time you were on the pod. You gave a negative response to the answer. So the question is, have you been over to Nintendo of America yet? Last time we talked, you said you hadn't. 1 year later, you still haven't. How in the world? And you live a short distance away.
What?
Ugh.
Okay, so hi, Minz. I'm from the Pacific Northwest.
My brain's exploding.
I literally live like 25-minute drive to Nintendo of America.
Because he lives in the state of Washington, around Seattle, Redmond, that area.
Yeah.
Oh, I get
And
it. I get it. Why? I'm sorry. It's just my brain is exploding. I'm just. How have you not get like banned from that place? Like sitting outside, like, hey, can you just give me a like, hey, developer dude, like, you know what I mean? Like that would be me. They would be like, I'm sorry, call security, get her out of here. You know, because I'd like sleeping outside and just please let me in. Please let me in. You know.
Well, I just wanted to take a selfie in front of the Nintendo sign. That's all.
Well, that's all you can do. That's they won't let you in. That's all you can do is just stand outside and, you know, take a picture of basically the Nintendo sign out front.
Well, they let you in to apply for a job.
Yeah. No, you do that online.
I do have an. I
tried.
I do have
actually,
app.
Me too. I have tried, but it was done online.
Yeah.
Done online. Okay.
I mean, multiple times. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Online, and the prerequisite is always that I need to be fluent in Japanese. And I'm like, but look, okay, I work in IT. I have all of the other things that you need besides being like everything that's here is on my resume, and I can just go, here's the resume. But I haven't learned to speak fluent Japanese. So let's add that to the list, right?
You know something? This is off topic, but I'm going to say it because I work IT at my job. By the way, I'm now not a happy person because they are trying to force push Windows 11, and they did it in a haphazard way where the user thinks they have to install it today and not realizing they have, because that said action required in the email. And now we have several hundred tickets of people who tried to install Windows 11 and now they can't, and it won't come down. And there's been some who did run the Windows 11 install, and then there's a problem. It's stuck somewhere in the install process, and they can't log into their computer. But where I was going was, talk about having to speak fluent Japanese. I come to find out these contractors they're hiring from across the pond, I guess other side of the Atlantic or wherever.
Say, which pond?
Oh, let's go towards, I don't know, India.
That's what I thought.
They learn how to code, but they're not using a computer. They're learning how to code on paper, but they never touch a damn computer. Like, how the hell do you code and not know how to work a computer?
Wait. Hold on. Okay, I get it. But just, yeah, okay, but think about it though. Think about it. Okay, so again, I'm not a developer, and I need to put that out there that I'm not a developer. However, I did go to college, and I have a degree as a network admin, and I work in doing all sorts of different stuff. Okay. So, and I have tested, and I have been a product owner, and like all the different things that in development teams. Okay. And I've also been a tester, and I do know that a lot of languages are object oriented. So, you know, bear with me, right? So the syntax might slightly be different, but it's still, there's still kind of some pieces
Oh,
that
you
it
broke
makes
up again.
sense to me. So I get it, right? And it is probably not allow that. But at the same time, I could kind of see why and like how they would do it. I don't like it. But I can
You're
see
having
it. And
audio issues.
considering you've got a lot of programs
You're breaking up. I'm so sorry.
now that are like no code or low code any, right? You've got a lot of dragon.
Time. Your audio is cutting in and out. I know where you're. I know what you're saying though, but now you're frozen. Crap. 3. You
Did I
back?
come back
Yeah,
out?
you were dead. Yeah, you were froze. What? Now I might have to jump in and try to diagnose your internet connection because it's not. It's having a problem. The great thing about StreamYard is if
Reset
one
the
person's
router.
connection
It
goes
could be
down,
me.
the others are still going. I did have this problem with a guest that their internet decided to go
Did I lose you
kablooey.
guys? Am I here?
Yes, you are here. Now you're
Mhm.
back. I think I know where you were going.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Can you hear me now?
Second.
Yes. Breaking up. Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. It's frozen again. Doggone it.
Reset the router.
Yeah, reset the router. God. Oh.
Basic IT.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop her for I'm gonna take her offline for a second. Hopefully, well, you're in the chat, so go ahead and let me know when you're back up and running. You can restart your browser, and that might help because I've had to do that a few times. Gosh, John Parrish, yes, I had him on my pod for episode 50, and it just like his internet was just, they're having some sort of outage in the Chicago area. It was a pain in the butt. She is back. Let me drop this other one. Oh, that's a stick. We're back.
Because I said words. My laptop is now restarting and trying to install Windows 11. I'm not even kidding. It just said this whole thing needs to restart and it's installing, and I'm laughing as loud as I possibly can over here because
it did an automatic restart.
I'm not kidding.
And an automatic update. Wow.
And and the funny part is like I said, I work for IT, and I work for a big company, right? And so we actually have like all of our stuff. It's broadcast to us, right? So all of our updates get broadcasted, and we don't get a choice when the updates happen, right? So it'll just say an update is coming, and you're gonna have to restart your computer, or an update's currently happening, or something like that. So it's just funny that my laptop was like, bye.
It tries to do that to me, but I know how to stop it, and I have to like do certain things, like kill certain tasks, and then do it multiple times, and then it gives up trying to do a forced reboot. In fact, I have a pending restart right now, but I'm not going to restart it until I tell it to. Doggone, I also have the problem of my computer turning itself on when I'm sometime overnight. Well, actually, it turns itself on like an hour or two after I leave work, after I shut it down. It turns itself back on. I end up having to pull the power cord out so it doesn't turn on.
It sounds haunted.
Yeah, it still finds a way to turn itself on.
Well, even if it tries to turn itself on, it doesn't have a connection to the network, and then it has to shut itself off again because it has no battery. But regardless, godly, geez. Yes, it turns itself on, and I don't want it turning on because there's the chance that some bad update gets pushed out and it bricks your computer. And that happened with CrowdStrike last
Ooh,
year.
oof, rough. How far? Did you guys
Yes,
even get to hear me
that
say
was a
anything?
fun time.
Ugh.
That was a fun time for our team. I had to go and help everybody, give them their BitLocker keys so they can run the recovery, do a system restore before the bad CrowdStrike updates.
Oof.
Yes,
Rough.
I had to go to work earlier,
Yeah.
and there was a few thousand tickets. Yeah, that was fun.
I don't miss those days. I don't miss those days of being support, right? Being tier 1 or tier 2 support. And I was very excited when I got to move over to, I was in product for a long time for my company also, and, helping do product management and things like that. And then when I got to move over to move higher up and I moved into real technology, I got to do agile project management. So I was like, I'm never going to answer a phone. I'm not going to, no tickets, no nothing. I don't. No, thank you.
Prior to
If
that,
you
I
don't
was
mind
doing
me asking,
deployments.
Yes.
if you don't mind me asking, what tech company do you work for?
I can't. We'll just put it this way. It's a very large company. It's one of the Fortune 500. It's a large company. So
Okay.
yeah, I
Okay,
can't. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, you
No,
gotta keep it private. I will.
because I also work at a fairly big tech company as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm contracted with them,
Oh,
but
okay. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just curious of like, I wonder if she works at the same.
I'll message you afterwards. I just can't. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
work for Do It, and it's not prestigious, but sometimes we call it Don't.
So good. So good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big Do It. Well, it's Big Do It, but yeah. Now I'm wanting to call it Don't again, but there's an acronym for it does stand for something. Ah. But no, I like the digs where I'm working at because I have a nice short drive to the lake and the big parks. So
Yeah.
but we also have beavers in our daggum parking lot.
What?
A beaver.
We have Canadian geese. I mean, we have so many Canadian geese where I'm at. I mean, it's like, and they're supposed to be protected here in Missouri, but there's like, when I tell you it's a lot, it's like every spring you get chased and you get honked at by the like they chase you because it's mating season and there's babies.
Oh
and
yeah.
you just look at them wrong and they're just like they're coming at you. And yeah, there's a lot of
I haven't had that. I mean,
Come to St. Louis.
I've moved around and seen.
Come here.
But I don't know. Maybe if you have food, maybe they'll not be a little bit more receptive.
Nope. They're just mean in general.
Not them. No.
And
Yeah.
and just so you know, their poops are gigantic and it's gross. And like
Oh
they
yeah,
will
I can
flow on you.
understand
They
that.
will fly, and then it's just like these piles of it, and you're trying not to step on like the 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 landmine because it just can be everywhere. Oh.
So that was
Not a fan.
the problem with one of the high school fields of the high school I went at.
Mhm.
There was just so much goose poo. So much
Wow.
of it. Like it's the worst part is you couldn't avoid it.
Mm-hmm. It's so big, and it's so big, and there's
Yeah.
so much of it that it's like, ugh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. How did we go from working in IT?
Working iced tea to goose poo.
I don't know. Well, I'm near wildlife, so
Well, here on the Crimeycade podcast.
Well, we talked about bowling too, so that was unexpected.
We're well-rounded. Okay, I'm sorry.
I guess.
Get it?
I guess we're well-rounded. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we talked about bowling. He tried talking about me being a pro wrestler, which didn't get very far, which is fine.
Yeah, I went back and listened to the past podcast, and I didn't hear anything about the wrestling chatter. But yes, Paul, for a little bit, wrestled in a ring. I had followed the local wrestling scene around here, and yes, you're from St. Louis, and that's wrestling's big in St. Louis. I don't know if you're a wrestling fan at all or ever been to a wrestling show, but I have run around ringside filming the
I can
matches.
just see the look on her face. She's never gone.
Never gone.
I can just tell.
No. Okay. So first of all, I had agoraphobia for a really long time, and I've like recently, like I have like conquered this thing. Where obviously I'm going to conventions now, and it just doesn't sound exciting to me. You know, like sometimes things outdoors don't sound exciting to me. You know, like being on a river and you're like in a raft or something, and I like my house.
It's in an arena. I mean,
Yeah,
or
but
in
there's people though. Remember?
Yeah, I was saying there's so
crowd,
many
and there's
people.
a lot of
not
people.
as many as in a convention.
Yeah,
It's like
but
a few hundred for an
but they're all
independent show.
throwing stuff and they're excited and they're like chanting whatever cool saying that someone has, and I'm just like not interested. I don't mind watching, and I remember watching as a kid, right? But like I'm just not. Sorry.
It's
looks
the
really
only
cool.
place where I can scream my head off and not get in trouble for it.
That's true.
And yell at people and insult them and not suffer retaliation. Well, most of the time.
I can see that. I can see that. Now, if I maybe had a couple of those wheat water beer thingies, I might enjoy that. I'm not quite sure. But wrestling is big here, so you're definitely not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I get to do a festival show. A few festival shows, but I'm getting paid to film a show. So
yeah,
I just run around with a monopole and kind of hide behind one of the ring posts. So if a wrestler comes spilling out of the ring post will stop him before it gets to me. Most of the time.
See, there's another thing. Danger. Okay. I could just give you this list of things. Okay.
Oh, I've had a few near misses, but the thing that gives me the most trouble is basically the stairs. I would trip over them and then crash to the ground because I'm walking backwards in front of the wrestler while filming them doing their entrance, and I would not see the stair or not keep track of where the stair is and then trip over it. And
Whoops.
go, yeah.
Cameraman going, wee.
Do you keep the footage of that too when you're following? Do you keep the footage of like the view that you have?
I keep everything.
Perfect.
Everything. I keep everything. One
Everything is
continuous
content,
shot
yeah.
of the match, but no.
You know, some of those stupid things that I do, like either like when I'm streaming or like when I'm like making content, like sometimes I just keep it all because I'm like, dude, I love doing like bloopers and outtakes of me like trying to say things. And there's like you know, I have like a whole like, hi, this is Minz from Mintendo, like a whole like, you know, whole little thing that I say at the beginning. And it's funny because like you'll go through my phone and I record like all of these little bits, and it's like 6 different tones, and it's me going, oh, crap. And I'm saying, I keep it saying and I'm like, I have to share this with everyone because it's like, it's so I don't know. I just feel like it's real. You know what I mean? Like that's who I am. I'm goofy, I'm funny, and I'm definitely not perfect. And I've definitely got ADHD, and I say some stupid crap. And I feel like
a blooper reel.
So, yeah, a
blooper reel. Yeah, yeah,
definitely real. It's more fun too. You know, more fun.
All right. Let's see. Well, I might as well just start getting to the point. Future goals. Minz? Future goals or projects or
not look like a dummy all the time when I stream. Like there's like a goal I'm going for is I know that I say some ridiculous things, right? But I just have a whole lot of fun. We come up with a bunch of little sayings, and I don't know, maybe it's not necessarily a goal, and I might keep that. Okay, so let's try this again. More conventions. I'm enjoying conventions. And actually this year I had actually planned on putting a podcast together with another streamer. And I just did that Hail Mary of just like throwing that out there to see if I could get into MGC and Yeah, so we're gonna go with that first. I would like to do a podcast. I'd love to talk about gaming and have fun and everything else. So that's on the list. And I'm not really sure where Mintendo Land is going. You guys, I'm 43, right? I'm a mom. I hope that it becomes something that's big. I was really hoping to make it into a community and continue to grow. So like to see where it goes.
You know, there's somebody. Oh, here we go.
Come to Portland.
The stream
Hi.
stopped. It's working now.
It's one of my friends. Hi, Arky. How are you? It's one of my friends. Yeah.
Ah.
He's been watching the whole time through my Discord. Yeah. So, because I was streaming it live on Discord.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
There's
Yeah. Like I
somebody...
said, I got a community of people over there. Really amazing people who are, you guys, I love that I have these diehard fans, right? And I was talking about it last weekend. I was sitting with John Riggs. We were talking about it last weekend. And I was like, dude, I would rather have 100 diehard fans that are into what I do and they understand and they enjoy it than having like 1 million followers who do not care and they're not interested in what I do, right? Because what's my purpose, or what's the purpose of watching me or being part of it, right? Because I am passionate and I love what I do and it's fun, and I have these diehard amazing people over there, and I wouldn't trade them for anything, really wouldn't. So
yeah, I know John. I know John
Yep.
very well. He's very good people.
Yeah,
John Riggs is going to that one convention out in Raleigh, which is under a cloud right now.
I've heard him announce he's going to like at least 5 different conventions in the span of 2 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't keep track of that anymore.
Yeah, we had a good time. Our booths were next to each other, and I hadn't met him before, and I knew kind of who he was, and my husband was like, show me videos, and I'm like, yeah, I know who that guy is. And then I get a call, and I'm like, hey, you're gonna sit next to John Riggs, and I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like going, oh that John. And it was,
how you feeling? John Riggs here.
I know, and it was super. Yeah, and we had the best time, and I got to meet his wife, and she's my new con bestie. So like a bunch of the upcoming conventions that they're going to be at, I'm going to be at 2 in future ones. So John's not going to be able to get rid of me for a while, and neither is his wife. So
I'm going to say this.
Michelle's a sweetheart too.
Love her.
Yeah.
Illinois Game Con, the first couple of years, they gave me a vendor table because I was a guest signing my trading cards.
I have mine.
You have a trading card?
You gave it to me when I.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking you got issued your own card. Personal. I'm so.
I know.
Paul has one. I know he has one. He's card number 2553.
I don't see me getting one anytime soon. It'd be cool, but I don't see that's happening anytime soon.
Yes.
I got mine basically because I was hitting all the records on the Nintendo competition games, and was kind of getting recognized for it. Like my first world record was the Super Nintendo Campus Challenge. And then I want to say 91 Campus Challenge was my next one, and that's how Steve found me. And he's like, man, we could go on and on and how he found me and all the stuff he said to me. Like, I don't understand how you can do all this. Well, here, let me show you.
The memorization, yes, it requires a lot of memorization, and I don't. I would have to do put a lot of time investment. Yeah. My gosh.
And the really cool thing was, and he showed me footage of it, and I thought it was awesome. When they introduced my card to the public, Walter Day and that crew, Steve actually went up and said something on, we'll say, my behalf.
Yeah.
Because because I couldn't be there, so he went up and said a few things, and I thought that was really awesome. Yeah.
I know Walter and Billy. I do encounter them at conventions. God, this is one thing I didn't even mention when at the top of the pod. So Midwest Gaming Classic, I was up there, and the verdict just got handed down, and Walter Day was up there because there were he was doing, I guess, doing presentation of his new movie,
Yeah.
Arcades and Love Songs.
Huh.
Walter's phone went dead, and he asked to use my phone to call Billy Mitchell.
Oh my wow. Oh my wow.
Yeah. So I was on the phone with Billy Mitchell, and so now I got his number. But yeah, I had to ask him what, that about the lawsuit victory and what was next. Yeah, so right now he's set to collect some money from Australia, but there seems to be some issues with that as Carl may be trying to get out of it somehow. But I don't think I think there's another shoe to drop in the future with one particular critic of Billy who may or may not have supplied information that got Carl sued in the first place.
Sounds like drama.
Yes, drama. I tried to leave the wrestling business because of drama, and then similar crap seems to occur in the gaming scene. I was like, what the hell? And yeah, I referenced that also in the top of the pod, which is this goofball consulting firm, which may have been funded by the Canadian government in violation of the Foreign Agent Registration Act.
Oof.
Of all things. I play video games to have fun. I don't want to be lectured to.
You're right. That's why
You
I said
don't
drama.
either. Paul does not want to either. It's an escapism from all that, from the real world.
We have rules. We have rules that are in my channel. Okay, it's kind of like when you're gonna go visit your family at Christmas or Thanksgiving, right? We don't talk about politics. We definitely don't talk about religion, and we don't talk about COVID because it's very I almost died during COVID season. Like I was in the hospital, so we don't talk about it. I don't debate people. I'm lucky to be here, right? And drama. I just leave it for your llama or your mama, someone else, not me, right? So I want to keep it to strictly gaming and having fun and being able to chat with people about life and what's happening and just keep those topics away so that it doesn't ruin our good time, right? So yeah,
that's the thing is we're going to go to conventions. We're not going to go to every panel. We may not like the content of the panelists in question. We may not agree with their opinions. I mean, we just do something else. They can just have their presentation with their click or whatever.
Yeah.
But don't try to get people kicked out of conventions because your butt hurt over something that was said on a stream.
We're adults here.
Silly.
Okay.
Yes.
we are adults, right? So yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, yeah, we do have a good time because of that, because there's no point in acting like that, right? Like we just need to let things be. Just if you're angry, go. Don't go start stuff, right?
It's okay to be angry. Just
don't act on it.
Do your best to not bring it here.
Yeah.
If I understand that, things get real in life. I have viewers in my streams that tend to bring real life, and it's just like, I feel for you, I really do, but I don't know what to say about it,
Yeah.
And I mean, and I think one example was a guy, one of my viewers had a past interaction from PowerFest 94.
Okay.
where these guys competed together in that tournament. And he's saying that, oh yeah, I haven't spoken to these guys since, and I feel like they've got, that they don't like me, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, bro, it's been like 30 years. I'm pretty sure they don't care at this point.
That's called living rent free in someone's head.
Yeah, but it's just like, why don't you just say hello?
Or don't say anything at all. Just you don't like. I mean, what is that? If you have nothing nice to say, don't say it. Just don't be a D. Okay, just don't be a D. Just walk away. That's
Like,
like my
he-
motto in life is don't be a D.
Yeah, like he wants to reconnect with them, but he's
shy.
he's got it. He's got it beat in his head
Oh.
that they don't like him from what happened way back, 30 years ago. And I'm just like, dude, it was 30 years ago.
They just
I
need to
mean,
go
whatever happened to me 30 years ago from other people, I probably wouldn't give two hoots.
I've had to mediate things in the gaming side of things not too long ago, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
a dispute, some sort of dispute happened, and I tried to kind of get some, I don't know, reconciliation going, and
kind of mediate.
yes, because
Yeah.
I have that clout as a former gamer of the year, some sort of clout.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of a prominent member of the Galloping Ghost community.
Mhm.
And a couple of people had a dispute over somebody getting upset over something that was said or actions taken. And I kind of had to jump in because it touched a nerve because I was affected by a similar situation, which got me to take a sabbatical or, well, try to get me out of the wrestling side of things because, yeah, I'm not, yeah, stupid politics. And
people have too much time on their hands if that's what you're focusing on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, they're also using it to grift too.
Oh, jeez.
Dude,
Cheat.
I don't get it. Yeah.
There are people who use politics to basically grift and get something of value for themselves and kind of cheat somebody else out of something.
Not cool.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And thankfully, some of that has changed in the last 2 years. Yes, because they justified something because what the number was on the calendar. Well, it's not 2023, it's 2025 now. So things aren't, it's not 2023 anymore. It's 2025. We're not thinking the same. And
grow up, people. Grow up.
the normies reasserted themselves. Let's put it that way. The normies.
I don't have time for that, you guys. I mean, if I work full time, I stream, I don't know, 5 or 6 days out of the week. I'm making content. I try to spend time with my kids, my family. I've got 4 cats. I have no social life anymore with my friends. Bowling nights. We have 3 lizards at my house. Like, I don't have time for drama, and I certainly don't have time to like try to help other people with their drama when they can't help themselves. I don't sleep because I'm focusing on the things that make me happy and the things I'm passionate about. And I love my family.
And that's the whole universe for you because family's important.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It is extremely important. And I want to have that balance of being able to, again, I have an amazing career. This is a fun thing I love to do. I want to keep doing it. I want to keep doing things with my family. And when little stupid things come in the way, it's just like, this is throwing me off, and it's gotta goodbye, get out. Yeah.
I think this is a great thing to wrap it up on because we're closing in on 10:30 here. We've gone 2.5 hours.
Wow.
I don't want to go 3.
That's my limit. Like, streaming is about 2.5 hours because after that my butt starts getting numb and I get antsy and I'm like, okay, I gotta go.
Like
there's a reason I have a cushion now.
Oh, I got one of those. I got a nice butt gel cushion. I got one of those too, but still, it's time, man. I don't sit well.
I need one, apparently.
I go like 2 to 4 hours and I'm just like, okay. And then getting up hurts.
Because you failed to stretch. Did we talk about this earlier? You got to stretch before, during, and afterwards, okay?
I am long-winded.
Just for you.
I lost 3.5 hours on a pod before, and good. This is my first pod back, and I know there's a lot to yammer about, and we kind of just went all over the place with this pod. So, kind of relaxed and kind of get back into a bit of a groove. And I got a guest book next week, and a guest book after that, and I'm gonna talk about it in a few minutes. But Anything you want to plug before you get out of here? Everybody gets out of here.
Thank you for having me, because this has been awesome. I haven't been featured on a podcast. You guys, a lot of stuff is new for me, right? So, and Paul, really awesome to meet you as well. And yes, I definitely want to plug myself. My name is Minz. Hi, I like video games and cats and pizza. My family and art and not drama. So please, we love new followers to come. My chat's always going crazy. We love to chat. We love to have fun. And thank you. My followers are here. And so that's what I want. I want those people who want to be part of Team Nintendo. So, and I thank you guys.
You're on TikTok and
Yep.
YouTube. I
And
don't know
Instagram.
about Twitch.
And Facebook, and my Twitch isn't working right now, but it's on my to-do list of things to look at this week at some point. So I would like to get it going so that I want to be multi-platform for everybody. So yeah, it's be great.
Well, if you do a podcast, now you know. You can use. I guess I'm not paying for this service, but good grief. Yeah, StreamYard's doing some sort of special offer, but
Nice.
I've not spent money on StreamYard yet. Although I can only do it like 4 times a month and for a few hours, and I don't know. I gotta do it on multiple platforms before I pluck down any money, I think. But they raised their prices recently.
Oh,
So
it happens everywhere.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but we'll see. I think I'm good with what I've got at the moment. So, Paul, anything you got to plug?
For those who don't know me, hi, I'm Paul. I go by MegaRetroMan on basically all socials, Twitter/X, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube. I'm a casual and competitive retro gamer, speedrunner of various games. And as you may have heard, world record holder of various games as well. I do like to attend conventions myself, such as the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I'm looking to try and get down to Phoenix for the Game On Expo. Some people have been begging me to come there for like the last 5 years. But hopefully I'll try and get there next year. I will be at Summer Games Done Quick in July. My run for UN Squadron Arcade will be on Monday, 1:50 a.m. Pacific time. So when I'm there, 3:50 a.m. Central time.
Doing an overnighter.
I didn't choose for it. It just kind of happened. I just saw the time and I'm just like, oh, that sucks.
What are they doing? A marathon over all nighter or what?
Oh yeah, it's a 24/7 marathon for a week.
That's insane.
Yeah, I took part in Summer Games Done Quick 2022.
Yeah,
when I ran Ninja Warriors for Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
and
I'm not a speed runner, by the way.
I can barely run without falling, guys. Okay, I can barely bowl without falling. So you should know I'm not speed running.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I'm I do have a Discord as well. I'm trying to be more active on it. But
send me a Discord invite if both of you, because I'm not on. I have Discord, but I'm not on either one.
Okay.
Mine's pretty popping. I mean, I have a couple hundred people, but there's like a good 20 or so of us that are just always in. I'm always in every day because my people are there, you know. And they do call me the TikTok gamer mom because I do spend so much time like momming everybody because it's not that I'm like super family friendly. I care, and I like to know the people that I'm streaming for, and so yeah, so you'll meet some of my people over there. You'll love them. They'll accept you right in.
I'm not a heavy Discord user. I'm just kind of just in there, but yeah. I gotta have something to look at or communicate with.
Yeah.
I should also add that I'm a trash talker of Splatoon 3.
Oh, okay. We can't talk right now. Okay. Last thing I promised, I won't talk anymore. So of all the gaming I've done in my entire life, there's only been one game that makes me rage and get mad and say 4-letter words and throw things, and it's freaking Splatoon 3. That game, I'm not okay. I might be a little competitive, but like that game, I'm playing, and I wanted to be so good at it. I didn't even tell anybody when I first started playing it because I was just literally screaming. But when I'm live, for some reason, you guys, I don't cuss, I don't throw things, and I'm really calm. But man, as soon as I'm offline, it is just. And my husband's like, babe, he makes me take breaks from the game. Like, I have gotten bruises on my hands from holding the controller and gripping it. And I'm not going to lie, I may or may not have rage quit because I was going to let someone win a match. Not very often, because it's something I tell people not to do, but it's just that game. I'm done.
You know something? That's I got an idea. A best of 7 challenge between Paul and Minz on Splatoon 3.
Ooh. Can I be on mute the whole time, or can it bleep out every other thing? Because I'll start trash talking too, like, oh, okay, yeah. So you think you're good at this? Here's more brushes in your face. Like, oh man, see, it's a different side of me. This game. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, this has happened to you too. Am I the only one? Because I'm a calm, fun gamer.
I can play a first-person shooter, but I just don't do those.
Sure.
I'll say I understand. Sometimes that game, it's not because of me, but the people I get set with.
Yeah.
It's just like, come on, folks, do your job.
Or you get matched up with somebody's 9-year-old kid and they're really, really good. And they're just like, I'm going to get you out. And I'm just in my mind going, oh, I'm going to call your mom. I'm going to call your mom. It could be my kid that's playing. I mean, she's 11 and she just dominates Fortnite. Like every 5 minutes she comes out of a room dancing, and I'm like, that's Mike, what someone else's kid is doing to me in this game,
I'll say there are some TikTok. I have some TikTok clips where I'm just like, I got you. Oh, I'm about to get your friend, and I get them too.
I'll play really any mode. I love playing all of the modes. Well, I mean, Turf War is a little. It's that one's really simple, but I like doing the clams and I like doing the tower, all the extra stuff, right? I like doing all of it. But man, like I said, it's just. I get so frustrated because I worked really hard, and I've actually had some ranked players that come into my streams and they'll play with me and they'll teach me things, right? And they still beat the ever loving what out of me, right? And I'm always screaming, no.
I don't think I've ever had. I mean, other than the casual Splatoon players, the ones that aren't like really high up in competitiveness or like X rank or anything like that. I've never had anybody come in and be like, oh, hey, I want to play. I was like,
yeah, get 4 or 5 of them with you and then a person that's never played before. Okay. And then it just turns out really fun. And it's
yeah. No, I would say that anything that's Mario Party base, I just can't.
Yeah, I mean, that does ruin friendships. At first I thought, yeah, there you go.
I have to show this off. If you're talking about Splatoon, I just picked one of your Splatoon streams to show this off.
I don't think I might have
it's over.
Out there.
Oh, yeah. The clips are like not even 30 seconds long. Yeah, that one I took out a guy with one of the splat bombs.
Yeah.
Which by the way,
there were clips. I thought it was the full.
I may be a little bit of a fan, and anybody who has played with me on Splatoon, they hate me because of this.
I'm pretty sure I probably said some 4-letter words at my game, and it was you. I'm sure of it. I'm yeah. We're gonna go with that. And I'm sorry, okay, but I'm not sorry.
if you haven't. I would be honored if you did.
It's because it's a completely different side of me. Because like I'm a casual gamer. I have fun, and then there are times when I'm dominating and I'm 100% in games where I want to get through it, right? And I love doing co-op with people. But like that is just a whole different Minz. And I'm gonna go play after this, man. What did you do? What did you do to me?
Send me an invite. I'll give you my friend code. Let's play Splat.
We just became friends. Do you really want to ruin this?
I'll take my chances.
Yep. Everyone's like, I just want to watch. I don't want to play.
Yeah, I'll take my chance.
Sorry, that was. Are we past 3 hours yet? Because I feel like we're getting
No.
close.
We're not at
All right,
3 hours
we're
yet.
ju- we're
Well,
just-
I don't
we're just
count the
past 2.5.
15-minute countdown, but you know.
Okay. Yeah, we're just like almost or a little over 2.5. But it's like 8:30 for me, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Pacific.
I'm West
Right.
Coast.
Yeah.
I'm good old Central Time, and I've done a pod with somebody from Australia before. I've done it
Yep.
from England and
Yep.
obviously Canada. So now we'll see. Although doggone the delay trying to get communications back from Australia because
Oh.
there's a long lag.
Woof.
Yeah. So they're having I do a pod and then I have to give them their time zone start time, and it's like in the middle, like noon, and that's 8 p.m. in my time. So that's
I
fun.
gotta go to bed.
Before you go,
Yeah,
Mario says hi and bye. I thought I would bring Mario.
Aw.
Everyone always asks. In my stream, there's always a Mario, and it's normally this one. I painted this. I've got one that's regular Mario. I've got a Fire Mario, and then the Ice Mario is always with me. So I always have to. Everyone always
Nice.
asks, where is he?
There is the Donkey Kong hanging out in the corner in the back, but
Yeah.
yes.
I put Mario here, and it looks like he's like creepily watching me as I play games. He's just staring at the back of my head.
I don't see it, but I've got marquees of some of my favorite shoot 'em ups,
Nice.
including the one I'm speedrunning at Summer Games Done Quick.
Excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, this is my console room. The arcades are outside in a garage, but
I like it.
it's kind of hard for me to. I'd have to take a laptop or some other streaming device outside to show that off for the stream, but hopefully next week, however, I'm going to talk about my acquisition. I mentioned it, but I didn't even say what it was. I got a cocktail game in the back of my Prius. There's a Facebook marketplace that was local. I had bought a multicade from this gentleman before a decade ago. I've always seen his listings, but he had something for sale and it was only $125. It is not working, but he didn't have time to mess with it. So I bought it from him. So I get to do an arcade restore project.
I can't wait to hear all about it.
Was it Miss Pac-Man?
It is not a Miss Pac-Man.
Oh.
There was a class of A1 cabinet for sale, but for $400, also local. But I got the 60-in-1 board. I need games that I don't have in another format already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 60-in-1 board. I can play those games on that. By the way, God. Sis Crusher is in, I think, watching the stream. That is AKA Ben Falls. Ben Falls, I'm coming back to Galloping Ghost Arcade this weekend. Yes, you took Turbo Miss Pac-Man from me after I had to fight and scratch and claw to.
Oh.
I got a personal best of 517,000, far and beyond anything I'd done in the past. And then after he took the score, ran up 400K, and then now he's run up over 700K. So now I have to do something I've not done before, is kill screen this pack in turbo mode.
Ooh, that should
I
be fun.
played. Well, I've got a lot of ground. I got scores to take back. In fact, I might as well just throw this up here while you're here. Share screen. Let me throw a PowerPoint presentation. So these are all the.
Oh no.
Well, these aren't all mine, but I have a rating too, by the way. But I have not even tried for the house high. Because the monitor wasn't quite right. This is the new house highs and world records in the last couple of weeks at Galvin Ghost Arcade, and God, there's a whole slew of them. It seems like the season for Galvin Ghost is starting to wrap up, and it's like 2.5 months away before they award another one of these trophies
Awesome.
to some deserving gamer. However, the defending champ is got it twice in a row. That would be Justin Vithel, also known as Zerst. He won Gamer of the Year solely on T20, which is an arcade tournament on 20 different arcade games that you don't know what you're going to play until you walk through those doors.
Oof.
I've participated in, so this will be the 10th one upcoming. I missed the very first one. Zerst has won 9 out of 10 T20s. The only one he did not win was the one that he sat at home because of COVID. I was not afraid of the COVID virus at all. In fact, I did everything wrong that should have got me put face down on an oxygen tank in ICU. And yet I never really got all that sick. Probably because I took my vitamins. And took a lot of them when I was exposed to people who had it or got diagnosed with it.
So not all of us were that lucky, my friend. Not all of us. Nope. 12 days. I did 12 days in the hospital for it.
Yeah, that's rough. There were people that I knew that got it. But I don't know. Yeah. I took care of myself and took cocktails of vitamins, and they seem to have, even if I started getting mild symptoms of something, it never got any worse than the common cold for me.
That's good.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, Gatorade was my best friend during that time. Man,
the other thing was
it knocked me on my butt. Not hospital, but still, it was just like, man, I felt like the dead.
I don't remember going to the hospital. I was completely delusional. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of days. And I just remember waking up at the hospital with IVs and oxygen all over me and in this gigantic room and isolated for 12 days. Like it was very, that was where the agoraphobia came from. I had PTSD from it. So, yeah. But I feel thankful that you guys didn't have to go through that because it was rough on my family, but it was really.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, anyway, during the pandemic, I made a lot of trips up to Galvin Ghost Arcade when they were able to open, and I score chased like crazy. And because there was nothing else to do, because so many places were kind of restricted, and obviously wrestling events couldn't happen because unless you did them outside.
Yeah.
Out in the sun, because the sunlight kills a virus.
Not really.
The radiation? Ultraviolet light is not good. It will kill a virus out in the air. Direct exposure.
Maybe.
Well, if it's in your system, that's one thing. I'm talking about free floating. But anyway, enough of that.
I was gonna say on this screen. Justin Wong on Marvel vs. Capcom 2. No surprise.
Yes, he stopped
Not surprised in the
I forgot to mention Combo Breaker was last weekend.
Yeah.
Also in Chicago. I didn't even mention that. Mm-hmm. Of course, I don't even know who won Combo Breaker. But people from that community stopped into Galvin Ghost. Wong got Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Nice.
Jose Hernandez took Marvel Superheroes.
That's a fun one.
James White, of all people. You see Rabbit here? Do you know what kind of game that is?
No, but I know the name. James White. Yeah, I know that name.
But do you know what kind of game Rabbit is?
Mm-mm.
It's a fighting game.
Okay.
Very rare.
I think I've seen a little bit of clips of it.
Mm.
Well, Galvin Ghost Arcade unveiled this 2 weeks ago. They took it to Combo Breaker.
Cool.
But James White has the house high for Rabbit, and he's not a fighting game player. In fact, it drives him up the wall fighting games. He doesn't want anything to do with the Bloody Wars tournament.
Hmm.
Nah.
The only thing I got on this list is a Sky Skipper, which is the Nintendo prototype arcade game. I've been fighting this person up here in the top corner. This guy right here. He's been battling me for the Sky Skipper high score, but now he's having to defend so many of his scores because other gamers are coming in and taking his scores, and now he's having to it's no longer a one-on-one. It was me versus Andrew in 2020, 2021, but now he's feeling the effects of what I had to deal with in the latter half of that season. But there you go.
Yeah.
All those. Let me go through this. Yeah, there's a token chase. I'm sitting at 5th place. Andrew has crossed the 10,000 mark on tokens, but the power rankings, I'm sitting at 10th place. I'm stuck, and Ben Fall's taking my score, kind of put a crimp in my desire to move up the ranks. But look at Andrew. He had over 200 scores. Now he's been knocked under 200 because about 10 of his scores got taken the last few weeks.
Okay.
But as for Gamer of the Year, it's still wide open. I have no idea who the front runner is. I kind of thought it was obvious last year, but I was dead wrong. So it's wide open. There's no front runner that I can tell. It's anybody's ball game, and Duck's gonna have a hard decision.
I saw his name up there, and I was really sad that I wasn't able to meet him. But Pete Hahn,
yeah,
man, I messaged him all over the place when I was in Chicago for that weekend. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm actually here this weekend. Are you free? And he's like, I'm not at Galloping Ghost anymore. I darn near cried. Not really.
He
but,
left a few years. He so he's a game tester at Nether Realm Studios, which is here we go.
Kitty.
You know
Isn't
what? Let me bring this up.
Look at his kitty. His name is Tank.
Yes.
I have 3
Look at-
tuxedos and 1 void, but he's my baby. Look, everyone can see you, Tank. He's like, please put me down, human. Please put me down. We love you.
Oh.
I love him so much.
The cat that I picked up, he's his sister's out in the living room.
I have his sister. She's my 1 void.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a sibling, and
Oh, cool.
when we originally were wanting to get 1 cat, but when I looked closer in the kennel and saw that there were 2, I was like, I don't have the heart to separate them. We're taking them both.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't regret that decision.
me either.
Yeah.
All right. Next week on the pod, my guest will be this gentleman. I met him, right before a week before Memorial Day weekend. I actually had to run up north to do something, and he was at the Arcadia in McLean, Illinois, and we did an impromptu best of 7 match. But he has his own YouTube channel, Nonsense Power Hour. He's a wrestling fan and a gamer, so we're gonna have
Nice.
I guess we're gonna talk wrestling and gaming, or there is a YouTube channel called Grappling and Gaming, I believe.
Ooh.
But the bigger guest, the real big guest that comes after him, will be this gentleman. Oh, I don't have it loaded. Doggone it.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, I thought I had it loaded up. It's gonna be Brian Colin, of the creator of Rampage, Xenophobe, basically the artwork.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
June the 12th. He's going to that Game and Geek Festival that's under a cloud, so he'll be coming back. I'm going to ask him about it and see how that turned out. It's going to be kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't know what's. I know he could have done Illinois Game Con in Bloomington, but he did it last year, and you kind of have to jump between the cons. You can't do the same con every year because you get stale in one location. And he's kind of local because he's out of Chicago, so we see a lot of him. And the other members of the Midway Monsters. We called the clique the Midway Monsters. It's basically him, Paul Niemeyer, and Tim Keithrow. Yep.
Mhm.
And there's somebody else, I believe, although he did Qbert, Jeff Lee. Although he's not Midway, he's my star. So anyway, that'll do it for the podcast. I want to thank you both for coming in here tonight and it's been a fun time. And I'm glad I got to meet you, Minz.
Yes.
The Midwest Gaming. I'll be back next year. I'll see you at Missouri Game Con in July.
I will see you there too. I'm really excited. And don't forget, you have to stop by my booth because I'm going to have trivia questions, apparently. No idea what the questions are, and prizes. So that's going to be my job for the weekend.
I'm going to have to find somebody to guard my booth then because I'll have that going. Yes, I'll have my own booth.
Well, if you're next to me, I can watch 2 at one time. It's fine.
Oh, you know what? I forgot.
And
I forgot this. You mentioned earlier about being stationed next to some famous gamer. Illinois Game Con. I was next door to Daniel Pacina of Mortal Kombat.
oh, cool. Oh, cool.
Oh,
Awesome.
Yes.
oh, he was put next to Johnny Cage.
Yes.
Nice.
Sub-Zero and Scorpion and Noob Sabat and whoever else he played.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, although
I
I
see-
see them. I see the Mortal Kombat actors all the time, though. I see them very often.
They came to Portland last year, and I didn't get a chance to meet them, but I saw them.
They're out of Chicago, so yeah, they stop
Mhm.
by the arcade or any of the game cons
Mhm.
nearby. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've met most of the actors. There's a few that I've not met because I don't think they live in Illinois. I think they live in some other part of the country, like California. So they have to fly in. But
Mhm.
anyway, that was fun. But thank you all for joining me tonight, and I hope to see you around maybe one of the arcades soon or another con.
Well, good to meet you.
All right.
We have Splatoon to play. Don't forget. I'm getting tired now, but let me get my face on and we'll do it.
I put my Discord link in the what's it called, the
Private
StreamYard
Okay.
private chat.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
get in there.
I
Okay.
gotta copy that.
Fine.
I gotta
Yeah.
put that in there. I gotta save it. I'm gonna put that in there and join it now. All right.
right.
I am gonna raid a channel but the question is, who should I raid? Who should I raid tonight? Who's streaming tonight? If anybody is. Oh, what was that? Did somebody join us?
Things
Oh.
messing with me tonight.
What happened?
I don't know. Look, if you ever come to my streams, you'll understand something chaotic happens all the time. Like one time there was a spider in here and we were looking for it for like a half an hour and I'm screaming.
Oh my
Come to find out
God.
it was a piece of fuzz on the floor. I mean, it's all like, the cats interrupt, my camera falls or it stops working. Like it's just fun chaos. So this is normal.
Oh,
This
the
is
cats
normal for me.
usually interfere, do something. I don't know.
It's the tail. Just put the button here,
Looks like I'm gonna have to raid a random channel because the uptime for several of these channels have been in the hours, but I don't know who I should raid tonight. Oh, I know who I can raid, but he doesn't need a raid. But there's who else? Who else is there to raid that I know already? But I guess I'll raid Lord BBH, who is out in the West Coast, not too far from you, Paul. Matt
I feel
Hall.
like I
is
know
who it
that
is.
name.
Matt Hall, is Lord BBH. We've asked if he's going to come out to T20, and he's not confident he's going to be able to do it because he has to fly out to Chicago for multiple days. But, oh well. Anyway, Minz and Paul, thank you for joining me tonight.
Absolutely. This was fun.
Yep.
And Minz, I didn't say this earlier, but this was a real pleasure to meet you.
I likewise. And you're just saying that because when we game together, we're not going to be friends anymore.
Best of
I said
7
that the
challenge.
nicest way.
You got to stream it.
I
You-
could.
Use
not-
that
look, I'm not-
calibration feature of Twitch, and
That's
then
fine. Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm good. I really like to talk trash, and I really like to, but we're gonna have to, again, I'm gonna need like a thing that bleeps me, right? It goes beep beep like in every
the
other word.
wrestling business rubbed
bleep,
off on
bleep.
us. We know how to talk trash and cut promos against other gamers. So yes,
I could just hear it now. I hate him. I hate him so much.
oh yeah, cut the promos before you have your match, so you can.
We'll do something. We'll figure something out. Don't
Yeah, we'll
worry.
figure it out.
We'll figure it. It'll be
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to have a good time. So yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right. I'm gonna raid. So I am gonna raid Lord BBH. So, Paul and Minz, have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Bye,
Good
everybody.
night.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. So that'll do it for the Crimeycade podcast for tonight. And Zachary King will be the guest next week. I am going to raid Lord BBH, and he's playing Final Fight 2. Till next time, I'm the Mad Conservative Crimefighter, and have a good night, everybody.